Taylor, Escobar, and Harper. Robinson, Ramos, and Espinosa. Moore, Desmond, and Den Decker gets the start. Did not play last night. He will be in left field.
And Miguel Gonzalez taking the mound last start on July 5th against the White Sox. He went 6 innings, gave up 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 3 Sox, walked nobody. So 2-seam fastball, pretty good. Sinker averaging 91 miles an hour. Good secondary pitches too. 12-6 curveball, split is the difference. Very competitive guy out there when you look at the scouting report. A guy that'll fight you, a lot like Jordan Zimmerman from the Nationals. If his split is on, it's got screwball action. It's nasty to lefties. It'll break down the way.
He has no record right now going against the Nationals in this start. Defensively, the Orioles are the #1 team fielding in the American League. Take a look around with Snyder, Jones, and Pierce in the outfield. Machado, Hardy, Flaherty, and Parmalee will be in the infield. Caleb Joseph doing the catching. He and Matt Wieters share that. And let's look to our keys to the game, sponsored by Lincoln Motor Company.
Well, you talk about the Nationals, it's get Machado. Manny Machado hitting .472 against the Nats. That's the highest active average for interleague play. And if you're the Orioles, avoid Bryce Harper. The Nats are banged up. And I'm sure Buck Showalter has circled the big left-hander and said, that guy's not going to beat us.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier when Harper's the one with a capital T. And you got so many injured players with the Nationals. We'll talk about that as we go along in the ball game. Orioles won the opener. 9th inning walk-off homer last night. Jonathan Scope. They won it 3-2. This is the middle game of the 3-game set. Michael Taylor at the plate, and we are underway. That'll be taken for a strike. The center fielder had a good ball game last night. He ended up going 2 for 3. Interesting, he's moved from the 9 spot to the 1 spot. Not unusual anymore in baseball. 0-1 delivery, foul back.
Well, most guys that hit the bottom of the order, especially in the American League, are like the second leadoff guy. So last night he hit 9th, had a nice night. Today he finds himself at the top of the order, filling in for the injured Denard Span.
Span going on the DL just prior to this series on Matt Williams' ball club, which is 46 and 39 coming into the ball game. 2-game lead over New York in the National League East. Pitch will miss outside. Gonzalez with a 1-ball 2-strike count. 31-year-old right-hander. 37-26 is his career record. The infield shift is on. Only the first baseman, Parmalee, on the right side for the Orioles. And the pitch is going to break outside, 2-2. Gonzalez doesn't walk a lot of batters. 28 walks, 88 innings. Not a big strikeout pitcher either. 67 in the 88. He puts the ball in play and lets his defense work behind him. And a swing and a miss. Chased one.
We're watching video on him. He'll pitch to contact, even though he starts this one off with a strikeout. But what he does is he pitches to bad contact. He moves the fastball around. He'll run that 2-seamer off the plate away back on the outside corner. Pretty good pitch right there to Michael Taylor to start this game up.
Buck Showalter, ever intently looking at the little notebook he keeps that has all the numbers that matter to him on the bench regarding the opponent. Here's Yanel Escobar. Escobar, a 2 for 4 in the ball game last night. Because this is the first appearance for Gonzalez against the Nationals, Escobar is the only one who's had any at-bats against him in the Nationals lineup. He is 4 for 19 from the days when he played in the American League. He'll go after the first pitch down the line in right field, heading over to the seats and out of play.
Well, that's one of the dynamics about interleague play. When you haven't faced the guy before, you go up there and it's kind of a recon mission the first time up. You want to find release point, rotation, what's his ball doing. You'll find guys talking to each other in the dugout a lot. What's he got? How's he pitching you? So first time around, fill up the computer with information and then have a better game plan second time around.
Gonzalez has to respond to that. Adjustments in the game. Second, third time around the order for starters. Showing bunt. Will take the pitch inside. Infield was back, and Machado doesn't believe it and will stay back at third base.
Well, he might know that Yanel Escobar has a bad hamstring, and if you want to butt on Manny Machado with a bad hamstring, go ahead.
He rested for 3 days and then came back into the lineup yesterday, right?
Yeah, and beat out an infield single his first time up.
Yeah. Gonzalez working him inside. Pitch is going to miss, and a 2-ball 1-strike count. Gonzalez has started 15 ball games. The Orioles are 9-6 in the starts that he has made on the season. Escobar's got a real solid bat. Tied for second in hits at third number, best average in the league, and doesn't bite on a pitch down and away. 3-1. Gonzalez, a fly ball pitcher. 60% of his outs have been in the air. He will give up home runs, 15 of them. That's the 10th highest home run total off a pitcher in the American League. 3-ball, 1-strike delivery on the way, and that's going to go the other way for a base hit. Pierce will chase it down, cuts it off, and Escobar's on to the first hit of the ball game, a 1-out single.
And you know, Escobar is probably the most consistent hitter for the Nationals all season. Bryce Harper probably the most exciting hitter with his numbers, but you know, Escobar, a guy that'll grind out at bats, get you into a count, loves to use the whole field. So Miguel Gonzalez falling behind to Yunel Escobar. Nice swing. First hit of the night for the Nats.
Take what they give you, right?
Yep.
Gave him a shot to right field, and that's what he did. That'll bring Harper to the plate. With a runner on at first base, the infield is shifted around. They are at double play depth, however. This is one of the difficulties when you use a shift against a player. You get into these situations where you can't play as deep as you'd like, especially against a hitter like Harper, because you got to stay at double play depth.
You do, and Bryce's only hit last night was a swinging bunt against this shift that just got it spun down the third baseline, and I guess that's how you hit 342. When you're having one of those years, they all fall.
Hey, how about his first innings? He's a 442 hitter in the first inning. 5 home runs and 15 first inning RBIs. There's that great off-speed delivery. The most home runs in any inning he has are the 5 that come in the first. I mean, that's an amazing start. He's got an OPS of 1.34 in the first inning of ball games.
Well, I think, you know, pitchers think, hey, let's challenge him, see what he's got. Maybe we can make the best pitch and see if he'll chase, and then all of a sudden he does some damage, and that's when the walks happen the second, third, and fourth time through.
He had a 1-for-4 last night. Runner off first base, 1-1 count. And going up high, Gonzalez. Interesting that they give him the right field line here. The outfield kind of squeezes together on Harper. They do not play him to pull the ball.
Well, the reason he's hitting 342, unlike other years, is he's used the whole field. He'll take his base hits to left. He'll take them up the middle. If you make a mistake, he'll shoot you out of the yard pull side. But he's got pop anywhere, and he's been getting his hits to all fields.
Harper with a 2-1. Gonzalez delivers and just came after him on that pitch.
Yeah, I saw this last night for the first time in Bryce's swing in a long time, and I'm seeing it here in the first at bat. His balance is not where it's been all season. The reason he's been successful, for those of you maybe watching him for the first time as opposed to other years, his head has been still. He's had tremendous base with his legs, and he's been balanced throughout the swing. Last 2 nights, not so much.
Gonzalez with a 2-2 on him. Runner off first, and he got him a breaking ball. Strikes him out.
I'm going to check out the pitch sequence. Miguel Gonzalez versus Bryce Harper in the first inning. First pitch, fastball up, kind of teasing him with that. Then he goes right to the curveball, a good one. And then fastball up again. What's he going to do after that? Fastball right down the middle, a challenge. That was Bryce's pitch. And then a great curveball for strike 3. So you show him the curveball early in the count for a strike. You throw it out of the zone late in the count. That was nice.
So a couple of strikeouts here in the inning for Miguel Gonzalez. That'll bring Clint Robinson up. Robinson will take the pitch inside. Robinson, the designated hitter for the Nationals, of course, in the American League ballpark. They get that extra hitter in. Do not have to have that pitcher in the number 9 spot. Runner at first base, Escobar, the full shift on in the infield now. With the second baseman Flaherty's in right field. 1-0 delivery on the way, and that'll be taken outside for a ball. There you see the difference. When they're going for a double play, Flaherty was in on the dirt. Now that there are 2 down, he's playing that softball right.
Well, you're playing that far in right field based on the speed of the hitter. So if the hitter doesn't run well, you can play deeper in the shift. And you look at Flaherty, he's playing rover.
And he's got a good arm. Pitch will be taken away. And he falls behind. 3 balls and no strikes on Robinson, with Ramos waiting on deck. Great ball game last night between these 2 ball clubs to open up the 3-game set. It's their first meeting of the season, a pitcher's duel. 3-0, see if he's got a green light. He was taking all the way, and it's in there for a strike.
I like the green light on 3-0 now more than ever because counts are overrated in Major League Baseball. You don't get 3-1 fastballs anymore, and 3-0 might be the only fastball you see when you're ahead in the count.
Yep, you're absolutely right. 3-1 short lead at first, 2 down. Ball put up in the air. Manny Machado's the only one over there in the infield on that side. Long run, and that one's going to be just out of play. Machado going right into the corner there and didn't have any room to reach in. Yeah, if there's any axiom that's no longer true in baseball, I think it's got to be that there is a fastball count, FP, because there just isn't anymore.
There isn't, unless you just go first pitch fastball ambush. And I thought Manny Machado right there was going to go full Josh Donaldson in the stance.
The Orioles hope not.
Yes.
Be nice, makes a great replay, but chance for injury increases dramatically.
It'll go viral on the internet, but
yeah,
you won't play for a month.
That's the problem. 3 ball, 2 strike count. Parmalee moves behind the runner at first base. Escobar will be going. 3-2 to Robinson, and he'll put another one down the line in left field. Snyder coming over, and no play on that one either. Stays at 3-2. What's become another fashion of baseball, of course, you try and work these. Oh, look at this.
Did the baby catch up? Because
wow.
If it did, I mean, I want to be the scout or the agent for that baby.
Now there's a souvenir you won't forget.
I think Pop's
Daddy got the glove, though, right?
Yep. A couple of them. Did you see that?
3-2 count with 2 down. Gonzalez delivers. Runner goes. Ball's hit into right. They weren't playing him over there. That's going to go against the wall. Escobar on his way to third. Pierce up, going to wave him off. Relay throw will come to the plate. In time. He is out. Oh, what a relay throw. The Orioles like to do the little things which are really big things. This relay throw to Caleb Joseph is right on the money. End of inning. Plate. Here's the lineup for the Orioles for tonight's game. It's Machado, Parmalee, and Jones, Paredes, Snyder, and Pierce, Hardy, Flaherty, and Joseph. Chris Davis was supposed to start the game. He's got a stomach problem, came out after batting practice.
His 18th start for Jordan Zimmerman. You see the record, 7-5 ERA at 3.04. His last 3 starts, 8 shutout versus the Braves on the 24th of June, 7 2/3 shutouts against the Braves on the 30th of June. In his last start, 7 innings, 1 run on 3 hits. And you want the scouting report on Jordan Zimmerman? The curveball is going to be key tonight against the lefties at steal strike 1. It's been real good his last 3 starts, and he's quietly intense. Both pitchers tonight, gamers, baseball players that happen to pitch.
Yeah. So the Orioles will have Manny Machado in the leadoff spot where he has been virtually all season. And the pitch to him will be taken inside. He's got a 4-game hit streak coming into the ballgame tonight. He went 1 for 3, picked up a base hit in his first at bat in the ballgame last night. Zimmerman's delivery will be taken down low for a ball. And FP will keep an eye on Zimmerman. The Oriole hitters will, because if you don't, the ball's going to be by you. He works in a hurry, huh?
He does.
Ball put into left field for a base hit. Machado gets the single. Let's take a look at the defensive play the Orioles made to end that top half of the inning.
Well, there's a couple of good picks involved in this play. Steve Pearce gets to it quick. Watch the hop that it takes on Ryan Flaherty. Kind of comes up on him, and then the strong throw to Caleb Joseph and the short hop pick with the catcher's glove and the tag. I mean, that's the key to that play. A nice relay, but the pick at home by Caleb Joseph and the tag, fantastic.
Big defensive play early in the ball game. So Machado on at first base with a base hit, and that one's going to be fouled back. Chris Parmelee got moved up in the order. He was going to be batting fifth. Chris Davis was going to hit cleanup, and then when Davis had to come out with a stomach flu, Parmelee got moved up into the number 2 hole. Left-handed batter playing at first base for the Orioles. He had a 1-for-1 coming off the bench as a pinch hitter in the ball game last night. And Zimmerman's delivery will be taken for the high strike. Parmelee looks back, can't believe it. Paul Nartz, the home plate umpire. Historically for Nartz, the home plate umpire, the players read, their book on him is that he will probably favor the pitcher a little bit, not a great deal, but on questionable corner calls, the pitcher will probably get the advantage. We'll see if that holds true here.
Yeah, he definitely hunts strikes.
That ball is going to be fouled away. Ed Hickok, Tim Welke, and Mike Esterbrook, the umpiring crew. Tim Welke is the crew chief. Parmelee, interesting situation, signed with the Orioles playing minor league ball. He had a date to opt out of a contract. The Orioles had to decide whether to bring him up and keep him or let him stay at the minors and lose him. They wanted to keep him, and he's provided some pop. That one to the gap. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Great read, Manny Machado. He'll be held at third base. A double by Parmelee. Good play. And Taylor and center to cut that off and prevent the run from scoring.
Well, not an easy read for Manny Machado at first base. This ball was in the air for a while, so you look at the curveball from Zimmerman. We said it would be key against lefties tonight, and the first one he throws is hitting the gap. Ball in the air for a long time, but Michael Taylor shading Parmelee to left center field, comes over, gets rid of it quick. So second and third, nobody out. Orioles in business here in the bottom of the first.
And Adam Jones, their all-star, selected on the reserve unit, but is going to start because of Alex Gordon, Kansas City. His injury is taking him out. He gets the RBI chance. Had a home run in the ball game last night, and will take the pitch outside for a ball. This is where the Orioles have struggled of late. On the season, they are still second in the league at 294 with runners in scoring position. But that number has gone down considerably in July. They're hitting 131 in these situations. Pitch on the way. Jones will go after one up high and foul it back into the seats.
Well, last night Adam Jones was in scoring position when he stepped in the batter's box. Gio Gonzalez was cruising along. His changeup was as good as it's been all year. Jones sat on the first pitch changeup, elevated it out over the plate, pulled it to left field to make it 1-0 Orioles. Smart hitter. He saw Gio Gonzalez throwing a lot of changeups, and he looked for it on the first pitch.
He's seen Zimmerman a few times. He's 3 for 15 against him with a home run. Second and third occupied, 1-1 delivery, and he chopped at one that time. That's not going to get a run in. Desmond, the shortstop back, will make the play, hustle the throw in. The runner stays at third. Well, defensively for the Nationals, with all the injuries they've got, kind of doing it on a day-to-day basis. They've got Dendecker and Taylor with Harper in the outfield, Escobar, Desmond, Espinosa, and Moore. Ramos doing the catching. He DH'd last night, and Zimmerman on the mound.
Matt Williams' ball club banged up. He's making do with what he has. The bench guys have been treading water, and I think the most interesting stat about the Nats so far this season with all their injuries is that they're in first place.
Isn't that amazing? For all they've suffered through, those bench guys have really come through. Breaking ball in there for a strike. This is Jimmy Paredes. Paredes, most of the season, has been the #1 hitter in the American League with runners in scoring position. He too, however, has been going through a slump in the month of July. A lot of the Oriole hitters have. He'll take that one up and in just to gain your attention.
Well, the previous 8 games before last night, the Orioles were 5 for 54 with runners in scoring position.
And had an 0 for last night. They went 0 for 7, yet won the ball game. Matt Wieters had a double and then the home run. That's going to be at hard to second base. Espinosa got in front of it. Makes the play. Runners will score. Manny Machado, first run of the ball game. RBI credited to Paredes.
But see, Gary, that's where that stat can be a little misleading. You can hit a ground ball to second base, pick up the run, and now, what, are they 5 for 63 with runners in scoring position?
Yeah,
got the job done, moved the runner over to third base. I mean, that's a productive out.
Yep. So there are 2 down with a runner at third. Paredes getting the RBI and the Orioles getting on the board here in the first inning. Paredes picks up his 39th run batted in of the year. Parmalee now over at third base. Travis Snyder getting another left-handed bat in the lineup. Buck Showalter starting Snyder. And the pitch will be taken down low. For Jordan Zimmerman, the lefty's at 298, the right-handers 239. A substantial difference. Managers obviously try and take advantage of that. Breaking ball inside. Falls behind 3-0 on Snyder with the right-handed batter Pierce on deck. And the pitch will be taken for a strike. Like he might have been taking on that. Snyder trying to slow Zimmerman down by asking the home plate umpire to hang on a minute. And a good breaking ball on top of it.
Well, as a hitter, you hit on your terms. And make sure you're ready when you get in that batter's box, especially against a guy like Jordan Zimmerman that works that fast.
Get the ball, throw it. That's what Zimmerman likes to do. Against the Orioles, he's 1-3 in his career, 4.13 earned run average, 6 start he's had against the Orioles. His 3 losses have all come in this ballpark. He is 0-3 at Camden Yards and an ERA a little over 5.
Well, that's a tough place to pitch. You watch games here 81 times a year, and when it's warm, the ball flies. It plays as small as any ballpark in the big leagues.
Yep. For both right and left-handers. You got to keep the ball in the middle of this ballpark if you're going to be a fly ball pitcher. You got him. Went after one up high, but the Orioles are going to get a run. They do it on a couple of hits, leaving a runner on at third base. By the Lincoln Motor Company and the first ever MKC. Great sign. When you're done with it, you can use it for home plate. That's the best part of it. Just put it right down there, put a rock on each side, and you got home plate.
It's a wiffle ball home plate.
Absolutely,
for sure.
yeah. You have to be careful when you slide. Base tends to move on you. But other than that, you're in great shape. All right, Ramos will lead it off. The Orioles have the 1-0 lead. He had a 1-for-4 in the ballgame last night. Espinosa and Moore to follow for the Nationals. Both these teams will probably, at least in the beginning, play this game tight to the vest because both are having trouble scoring runs lately. Ramos will take the pitch outside for a ball from Miguel Gonzalez. Over the last 8 ball games for the Orioles, they have scored fewer than 3 in 7 of the 8 ball games. 1-0 pitch, that'll be outside. And for the Nationals, during this 3-game losing streak they're in, they have scored a grand total of 4 runs.
Oh, that's just the baseball season. You go through streaks like that as a ball club, no matter how good you are offensively, and both teams could use the All-Star break tomorrow. They'll have to wait another day, though.
Yep. And we were talking with Matt Williams about it before the ball game. He thinks for his ball club, it's, hey, you don't lose 4 starters, position players, and not struggle, right?
Right. And he's talking about the trade deadline and getting back 4 position players. And that's the way he's looking at it from a positive standpoint, that they're getting some pretty good hitters back in their lineup. They're all close.
Yep. 2-ball, 1-strike delivery. And that'll be taken inside. And Buck Showalter has gone through the same thing. He says, I never make excuses and I don't use injured players to say we're not playing well, because nobody cares. Nobody's going to cry for you. And besides, we got other ball players who are major league players who are supposed to produce. But he too, Jonathan Scope's been out, Hardy out, Matt Wieters just getting back. So both these clubs have gone through the first half without some key players.
Well, that's the thing you have to be careful of if you're a skipper. You can't sit there and whine about injuries. A, nobody cares, like you said, and B, you might insult the guys that you need to perform for you and tread water until the big boys come back. So if you sit there and say, yeah, we're banged up, there's 25 guys in that clubhouse that you're going to need right now until the 4 or 5 that are hurt come back.
Showalter calls it the woe is me attitude, which nobody wants to hear.
Well, next man up was their motto last year, and they won 96 games.
3-2 delivery on the way, and that's going to be outside. And there's one of those dangerous leadoff walks surrendered here in the second inning. Tuesday, baseball's best players gather at Cincinnati. The Midsummer Classic. Home field advantage for the World Series is on the line. And our coverage of the 2015 Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by T-Mobile will begin on Tuesday, 7 o'clock Eastern, right here on Fox. And streaming live on Fox Sports Go. All-Star Game, Cincinnati, the site. And should be a great time, and he should be there.
He's going to be there. He's pitching tomorrow. I don't think he's going to pitch there. And Bryce Harper, not in the home run derby. He's going to start the ball game. Most votes in the National League.
Foul back into the screen. Espinosa with nobody out. Runner on at first base. We talked about playing some small ball early. Espinosa trying to move the runner up. And or pick up a base hit.
I talked to Bryce today, Gary, about the home run derby, and he said he was practicing in the cage about a week ago, hit for 3 minutes straight. You know, they get 5 minutes now in the first round. He said he was gassed.
Yeah. And
on the other side of that, Manny Machado's taking it serious. He was out here very early today with no cage, hitting by himself at home plate, timed, practicing the first round. He wants to win bad.
Managers hold their breath, don't they? There's a great bunt. Gonzalez going to have to hurry. He has no chance. A perfect bunt. Down the first base line, Espinosa's got himself an infield hit, and the Nationals have 2 on, nobody out.
He's so good at bringing it with him, and most of the time he pushes it to second base. This time he just kills it right out in front of the plate with his speed. One of the fastest guys on the Nats team beats that out easily.
Well, that's a great bunt, drag bunt down that first base line with a left-hander. So let's see what they can do with it. Here is Tyler Moore. Moore had a 1-for-4 in the ballgame last night, getting the start at first base. With runners in scoring position, he is 6 for 24 on the year. Nationals now with their 3rd hit of the ballgame. And Ramos, a runner at second, of course, reaching with that leadoff walk. Infield double play depth. And the pitch on the inside corner for a strike. Chance to get right back into this one here in the second inning for the Nationals. Second base, Flaherty will hold the runner as tight as he can without giving up that hole between first and second base. Gonzalez with the 0-1 delivery, lifted. That's going to be a base hit into left field. Ramos, a late start, will stop at third. Snyder will get it back in, and the Nationals have it going. They've loaded them up here in the second.
Well, Tyler Moore doing a nice job of staying back on an off-speed pitch and just staying through it. Wilson Ramos had to hold at second base to make sure that ball was through. But look at Moore keeping his hands back. Pretty good pitch by Gonzalez. Down and away, you see where Caleb Joseph is reaching for that. So sometimes hitters beat a good pitch. That's the case. Bases loaded, nobody out, and that's in business.
So with the Orioles on top 1-0, that lead tenuous at the moment. Ian Desmond coming up, a 1 for 3 in the ball game last night. He is 1 for 6 with the bases loaded this year, a single. Infield stays back. They'll give up the run, take 2 if they can get a ground ball, and they do. Taylor made. Flaherty barehanded. Hardy to Flaherty. A run will score. Ramos crosses, no RBI, and this ball game is tied at 1.
Well, a glove flip to a bare hand. They don't get much prettier than this. Watch this. J.J. Hardy doesn't need his hand, and Ryan Flaherty doesn't need his glove. Perfect flip, perfect turn.
I thought Hardy might take that to the bag himself.
His momentum was going away from the plate just enough.
Yep.
He felt like flipping it with his glove. That was pretty.
Good double play turned. Ball game tied. Matt Dendecker getting the start in left field. Did not play in the opener last night. And the pitch down low for a ball.
Kids, don't try this at home unless you're making $1 million at least a year. I mean, that's a big league double play. Use 2 hands until you're making a lot of money playing at the highest level in front of 40,000 people. But that's fun to watch, isn't it?
Sure is. Here's the 1-0 delivery on the way. That'll be outside. Machado will take away the bunt by playing even with the bag at third, even with 2 down. Dendecker, number 9 hitter, taking a look out that way. And another one of the players being asked to perform here because of injuries. And a swing and a miss, blew the heater by him that time. 2-1.
Good movement on that fastball.
Espinosa's the runner at third base. 2 away. 2-out RBI opportunity. Nationals last night 2 for 6 with runners in scoring position in the ballgame. Gonzalez, that one got away way up high, and a 3-ball 1-strike count.
Well, when you talk about how the game went last night, I mean, a clutch home run from Scope to win it, a walk-off. He made some great plays defensively too, but the double play killed the Nats offensively last night. They hit into a few of them. They had their chances to score some runs.
Yeah, those were the inning-ending plays that took away opportunities. Gonzalez's 3-1 pitch, and there's the off-speed delivery over the top. 3-2.
3-1 count. Highly overrated in today's game. What do you get 3-1 nowadays? A changeup. I know I'm sounding old, but pitchers are getting smarter. They're realizing that hitters are aggressive, and if you can throw your off speed for a strike, why not?
3-2, 2 down. Then Decker will take it, and he is on with a walk. A good at bat. 2 walks in the inning. 1 has already scored. And that'll keep the inning alive, first and third. And that will send Dave Wallace, the pitching coach of the Orioles, out to the mound. Gonzalez, as we said, not prone to walking many. Usually has pretty good control. Gave up only 1 in his last outing against the White Sox in the 6 innings work. There's very little more harmful in baseball for a pitcher than a leadoff walk.
Well, that 3-1 changeup lured him into the 3-2 changeup, and very rarely do you see a 3-2 changeup to a number 9 hitter hitting below 200. And maybe that's what that trip is about. Hey, trust your fastball. It's got good movement on tonight. Don't fall in love with that off speed here too early.
Keep throwing it till they hit it.
Yeah. Hey, a sinker, a 2-seamer with the run he's got is his best pitch right now for sure.
All right, the top of the order. Here is Michael Taylor. Taylor, a strikeout victim. His first time up. First and third, there are 2 down. Dendecker will be held at first by Parmalee, and there's the throw over.
You see where Caleb Joseph was setting up there. I talked about this last night with Jose Lobaton. He was setting up in on the throw over. A lot of times catchers will set up in a different spot to decoy the hitter. Watch where he set up here. Let's see if he goes in here with this pitch. So you know it's a throw over, right? So as a catcher, you got nothing to do. Set up in a different spot than you're going to go to. And look now, he's setting up on the outside, trying to deke Taylor.
A broken bad base hit into center field. Espinosa will score, and the Nationals take a 2-1 lead in the ball game as Taylor gets the base hit in the RBI.
So as soon as the pitcher throws over to first, the hitter will look down to see where the catcher's setting up. You saw Joseph setting up in. Now he sets up away, and maybe that's why Michael Taylor broke his bat, but he'll take it. Bat died a hero right here as he gives the Nats a lead 2-1. Pretty good slider right there off the plate. So Gonzalez not making bad pitches. The pitch to Tyler Moore was a good pitch. That wasn't a bad pitch to Michael Taylor, but he's run into some bad luck.
So Taylor picking up the RBI. That'll put him on top for the moment. That is his 31st run batted into the year. First and second, 2 down. Down to third. Machado has it. Second base will end the inning.
Oh, my.
And that's the reason he not only has won a Gold Glove, but a Platinum Glove.
Whatever's better than platinum, he deserves on that play. Look at the arm.
And tonight's telecast is sponsored by T-Mobile. Switch to the Data Strong Network. The Inner Harbor here in Baltimore. Busy place always, but on a summer night like this, great night to be out for a little walk or meal or an adult beverage around the harbor. Great time to be with us here at Camden Yards, where we have a 2-1 ball game. Nationals on top, going to the bottom of the second inning for both of these ball clubs to have put up 3 combined runs before we finish 2 innings. It's an explosion of offense.
It's a slugfest.
Here is Steve Pearce. Both teams hope there'll be a lot more coming, not just for this game. Steve Pearce had an 0 for 3 starting last night. Works against Jordan Zimmerman, 30-year-old right-hander. Not a lot of walks from him either. He is 9th in the National League in the fewest walks per 9 innings and 77 strikeouts.
Well, the evolution of his career has been learning how to throw balls. He threw so many strikes early in his career, teams would come up, jump on the fastball, but he's learned how to expand the strike zone up with the fastball and throw his pitches for balls when he wants to. It's something he didn't know early.
That'll go to right field, playable. Harper. He'll put it away. Pierce retired, one away here in the second inning. Tomorrow it's the 2015 Sirius XM All-Star Futures Game on MLB Network. On Monday, it's the 2015 Gillette Home Run Derby presented by Head & Shoulders on ESPN. On Tuesday on MLB Network, it's the All-Star Red Carpet Show presented by Chevrolet, all leading up to the Midsummer Classic, Tuesday at 7 Eastern, only on Fox. Manny Machado will be there. Orioles have 4 players who are going to go. Jones and Machado, Darren O'Day in the bullpen, and their closer Zach Britton. Bryce Harper, of course, is going to be there for the ball game for the Nationals, and tomorrow's starter Scherzer will go. That will be fouled off and out of play.
I got to talk to Manny Machado the day before the game, and you just talk about a kid that gets it. I mean, in every way, shape, and form, about what he's learned at the major league level, how he used to just play and be in awe of where he was at, and now he watches the game, kind of soaks it in, learns from other players, learns from his teammates. Talked about J.J. Hardy being a huge influence on him.
And there is Hardy delivering a base hit. Hardy goes the other way with it, a one-out single there in the second inning. I thought Machado made a statement I had not heard him make all season before in the recent trip to Minnesota. The Minnesota paper carried an article where he was quoted as saying, "I owe all of my defensive improvement to J.J. Hardy." That's a huge compliment.
It is, and he was talking about more than technique, just being into the game, expecting the ball every single pitch, focusing, and not trying to do too much.
Yep. So the Orioles get the leadoff man on, playing bunt at third base. Escobar, a step on the grass on the pitch from Zimmerman. Ryan Flaherty getting the start at second base. With Jonathan Scope injured and out for much of the first half of the year, Flaherty has done the majority of the work at second base for the Orioles, and done it well. He rips that one. Will it stay fair? Into the corner. It is a foul ball.
Just fouled down the right field corner. Short hopping the garage door down there.
Flaherty. There you see the numbers that he has put up on the season. This is the 53rd game he's played in. He is one of Buck Showalter's favorite players off the bench, but he's been far more than that here in the first half of the Orioles. 1-1 delivery will be taken down low, and a 2-ball 1-strike count from Zimmerman. Runner at first base, 1 out. 2-1 lead. We've already had 8 hits in the ball game, 5 of those by the Nationals. Now the Orioles trying to bounce back, pick up that run the Nationals got, maybe more. Throw over, back to the bag goes Hardy. He is not a threat to steal, but you do want him leaning the other way for a double play ground ball.
2-1's also a good hit and run count. For you got a strike thrower, a guy that can handle the bat. You never know. Maybe they're just trying to see if he's tipping the hit and run.
2-1 delivery on the way. A breaking ball to Flaherty in there. That fooled him. He didn't like the call. Turns to Paul Narth, home plate umpire. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jonathan Scope back and playing. The game-winning home run last night for the Orioles. They have a day game tomorrow, these two teams do, so dividing the time up and giving Flaherty some work. There is Scope, their young second baseman. Zimmerman steps off here in the 2-2. Very short lead at first. Down to first. That's going to be a foul ball. We certainly can't go any further in the game without mentioning on Zimmerman is a new daddy. He had been away.
He is. Paternity leave, daughter Ava. Born a few days ago. He took 1 day and he's back and on the mound in the big league. So congratulations to he and his wife Mandy, the newest addition.
I saw one headline. Some writer said, "Ever heard of a pitcher pitching on no day's rest?" That's kind of what Zimmerman's doing. No day's rest. 2-2, check swing. Did he go? Nope. Mike Estabrook at third.
That's why players that have kids that are very young like the road, because they finally get some sleep.
Make it a cave in the hotel room. Pull the curtains down, lock the door.
You got a 10-day road trip? Woohoo! Close the windows and I'm going to get some sleep.
Ryan Flaherty, 3-2, runner not going. Check swing and a called strike. So Zimmerman gets the K, 2 down.
We talked about the curveball to lefties being a key for Jordan Zimmerman. He's starting to get a feel for it. You look at this one, just kind of breaking down and in. I don't think Flaherty liked a few of those calls by Paul Nauer, but as you said, Gary, he's an umpire that looks for strikes back there. Right now he's looking for them. Good curveball from Zimmerman.
That'll bring up Caleb Joseph. Joseph, like Flaherty, has had a lot more playing time than expected at the start of the year because of the injury to catcher Matt Wieters. That ball will be fouled away. Though Joseph has been in a lot of ball games. This is his 59th of the season. Wieters getting back has had only one situation. That was last week on a road trip where he played 2 games back to back, and in all honesty he looked tired in game 2. So they're going to wait till after the All-Star break, the Orioles are, before they catch Wieters again back to back.
When you miss as much time as Matt Wieters, it's like jumping out in the fast lane doing 50 miles an hour. I mean, this game's moving fast at the end of June, early July. Everybody at top speed, everybody in great condition. It's hard to play catch-up ball when you come into the league this late when you're missing so much time. So that makes sense. On top of that, he's catching.
Yeah.
So you can work out and run all you want, but game shape's a whole different story.
And he felt it. He felt it on that second consecutive day behind the plate. 2 ball, 1 strike count on Caleb Joseph. Hardy on at first base had picked up the base hit. Zimmerman's 2-1 delivery to him, put him in the air, center field. It's deep. Taylor going back of the wall with room. He's up and it's gone. Goodbye home run. Caleb Joseph with a 2 RBI homer, and the Orioles pick up 2 and a lead. Number 6 for Joseph, and RBIs 25 and 26.
Always been a fan of Caleb Joseph, a guy that just plays the game the right way. And you look at the location from Jordan Zimmerman, a fastball right down the middle, just below the belt. And Joseph squares it up, and watch how close Michael Taylor was to making one of the best catches you'll ever see, just over the outstretched glove. Good effort, nice swing.
That had just enough legs on it for Caleb Joseph to pick up the homer, his first since June 12 for the Oriole catcher. And the pitch is strike on the inside corner. That's only the 7th home run surrendered by Jordan Zimmerman on the season for those 2 right-handers. Manny Machado, base hit, runs scored. He came in on a ground ball out by Paredes in the first inning.
The 9th spot has haunted the Nats in the first 2 games of this series.
Jonathan Scope picking up that game-winning homer in the 9th spot in the bottom of the 9th inning last night. 1-2 delivery on the way, and that one's bounced. And now it's time for tonight's Game Changer Profile. It's brought to you by T-Mobile, official sponsor of Game Changers.
Hey, look at the ranks for Manny Machado. Since June 6th, as hot as anybody in baseball. Amazing numbers.
2 ball, 2 strike count. Orioles on top again by 1. And a strike called. And the hitters better get used to it. That strike zone's going to have some width and depth to it. Caleb Joseph, 2 down, runner on, his 6th home run of the year, and the Orioles have a 1-run lead. Orioles have a 3-2 lead as we go to the third inning. Harper coming up, strikeout victim, his first time to the plate. We're going to be joined during the inning here. Have a chance to talk with Oriole pitcher Ubaldo Jimenez, who's having a great year. He's 7-4, has a 2.81 ERA in 17 starts for the Orioles. Harper goes after it, fouls it right straight back.
We got our camera.
You might want to check our RoboCam.
Smoked it.
Smoked it. Big dent.
I was diving across.
Big dent. This is a very expensive game now. That was right there. Right over there.
That's the best we've ever looked.
That's the focus we've got right now.
Look at that.
Oh, my gosh.
Usually the focus is a little later at night than that.
Oh, thank you so much. Here's the 0-1 delivery to Harper, and he pulls it down the line in right field, and that'll be a foul ball. Production costs just went up by a few grand on that one.
Hey.
Here's a shot from the RoboCam's a camera right outside of our booth. You're going to see it momentarily because that's where the ball hit, right on it. And I came up from under the bench after that ball went back the other way.
I was waiting for the ricochet.
0-2 count on Harper. Shift on by the Orioles, and he grounds into it. Flaherty way out in right field. We'll get him. All right, Ubaldo Jimenez joining us. Ubaldo, first, thanks very much for doing this. You've had a great comeback year this season. What's been the biggest difference for you between last year and this year?
Okay, thank you for having me. I think the first thing has been the fastball command. I've been able to get ahead into the hitters, get ahead and stay ahead.
Well, what's the adjustment you've made? Last year maybe a little elevated with the fastball. This year you've been down with the fastball. What adjustment did you make?
We made a couple of tweaks with my mechanics because last year I wasn't being consistent like in the first half, and I had to deal with my ankle, so it didn't allow me to repeat my mechanics. And then at the end of last year we got rid of going over the head with my hands. And that made my mechanic a little bit smoother.
We always talk about it being tougher to maintain a release point for a tall pitcher, which you are. Is that true?
Probably, because it's not easy at all to get a release point to get extended and release the ball out there. Because I think the taller you are, the more difficult it gets.
About as easy as doing an interview getting pelted by sunflower seeds.
Yeah, who's throwing sunflower seeds at you anyway?
That's got to be David Love.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. Lowe's the man. That'll be played at first base. Gonzalez gets over to cover. Final question, Ubaldo. A sense around the ball club. It's kind of been a roller coaster first half. Do you feel as though you've got the personnel to make another run and defend the division title?
We do. We have a great lineup. We know how to play defense, and we have good pitching. I think it's all about putting everything together. That's we haven't been able to do that in the first half. Trying to put the pitching, the offense, and the defense all together. That's what we need to do in the second half.
All right, before you get hit in the head with a pail, we're going to let you go. Ubaldo, thanks very much. Appreciate it. Have a great second half.
Thank you.
That was David Lowe, a reserve outfielder, apparently joining in.
I mean, you just can't do a dugout interview nowadays with something.
There's no mercy. Center field, Adam Jones back on the Ramos fly ball, and he's got it. And a 1-2-3 inning by Gonzalez. Game 2, Orioles 3, Nationals 2. In the ball game, Zimmerman on the mound for the Nationals, giving up 3 runs, 4 hits. Gonzalez 2 runs, 5 hits. For Zimmerman, that's in 2 innings, 3 runs compared to the last 3 games where he'd given up only a run in 22 2/3. So the Orioles getting to him a little bit where the other ball clubs had not. And that ball will be fouled off the fists. Chris Parmelee here in the 3rd inning, batting in the 2 spot. He had a double his first time up. He'll be followed by Jones and Paredes. Listening to the Fox broadcast, obviously. Anybody with a whale on their back like that's got to be listening to Fox.
Those are sweet headphones.
Huh? That's great. Pitch will be taken down low. 1 ball, 1 strike count.
Some would say they're noise canceling headphones.
Yes, they are. But we weren't going to say that. We self-promote. We knew what they were, but lie.
She's listening to the All-Star game on Fox.
That'll be Tuesday at 7 Eastern.
Nice.
Thank you. 1 ball, 2 strike out on Parmelee. Jordan Zimmerman, who gets 72% of leadoff batters during the season. And that's where starters want to be, is somewhere around that 70% mark. Anything above that's a good number to get leadoff batters out. And that obviously, historically, has been a major factor for the success of pitchers. Parmelee, 1 ball, 2 strike delivery on the way. He'll take the fastball up high. Pretty good thump on that one, and 91, 2-2. Orioles have the big edge in this series. Historically, they've won 30 and lost 21. That ball down the line, left field, long run. Dendecker coming, can't get it, and it's a fair ball. He's thought about going to second base, but will hang on. Well, they'd shifted over the other way, both the infield and outfield, and just couldn't get there.
Just hits foul, too. Matt Dendecker had a long way to go for that. That ball was in the air for quite a while. You're thinking he's going to get there, but it was perfectly placed. Let's see how far Dendecker had to go for that. Yeah, he was playing deep, almost in left center field. So a ball that you see caught a lot of times at the major league level falls in for a leadoff hit here in the 3rd.
So the Orioles have the leadoff man on for the 2nd time in 3 innings. That'll bring Adam Jones back up. He popped out with a couple of runners on in the 1st inning. 3 for 16 now of Zimmerman, who really fooled him on that one.
Good curveball. And a few curveballs. One he'll drop in there to steal strike 1, and then he's got a sharper one, and I don't think you fool around with a guy like Adam Jones and just dump one in there, because as you saw last night, he'll hit a first pitch off speed out of here.
0-1 the count. Fastball up high, blocked. Ramos able to knock it down, so the runner cannot advance. Jones, one of the many Orioles we've talked about struggling here in the month of July after off to a good start. He's hitting only 222 now in the month of July. He's had a couple of home runs. 2.22 this month. The average still way up there on the year. Boy, he's throwing him some nasty stuff. That one was down and in. 1-2.
Well, you hit 3rd in the big league lineup and you're a perennial all-star. You're going to get whoever's best bolt. And right now, Jordan Zimmerman throwing some nasty curveballs to Adam Jones, and it looks like to me he's not picking it up.
He had to rest a few days. Jones did, because of a bad right shoulder. There are some who feel that still may be bothering him a bit. He never went on the DL, but he's had problems with it swinging. He came back in, started to play, had to come back out of the lineup, and then back in again. 1-2 pitch on the way, and another one that somehow he golfs foul. I don't know how he got that.
I'll see that one again. He was trying to go full Vladimir Guerrero right here and hit it on the hop. Did that hit the ground first? No. Just picked it off the plate.
Vladdy's the only one I've ever seen do that.
Yeah.
Do you ever see anybody else do that?
No, I played with him 3 years in Montreal, and you hear click, click, and the ball would be in the gap for a double. The first click was the ground.
Right into the shift. What a play. Espinosa won the relay, and they get the double play. What a sensational defensive play to turn 2.
Oh, my. Maybe the double play of the year when you're talking about how hard that ball was hit off the bat of Adam Jones. Danny Espinosa, a utility player who's a natural shortstop, played second base mostly in the major leagues. Just an awesome backhand play, and the flip and the turn by Desmond, just getting rid of it quick. And a nice stretch by Tyler Moore. What else do you want to double play? We've seen two beauties here tonight from both ball clubs.
Boy, that's a great play by Espinosa to start it, and Desmond on that off-balance throw. So a double play, and that clears the bases. Pitcher's best friend, and up the middle on the first pitch to Paredes for a base hit. He picked up the RBI and a ground ball out his first time up. Goes after the first one here and gets a single. And Paredes get himself out of a bit of a slump. He had gone 0 for 13 prior to that base hit.
I'll tell you what, Danny Espinosa's played third base this year. He's played shortstop. He's played first base, mostly second base at the major league level. Only made a few errors this year, and someday he's going to win a Gold Glove either at shortstop or second base. And when you talk about the top spin and the velocity on that ball that Adam Jones hit, I mean, Ian Desmond did have some time once Espinosa gloved it, so it was a nice turn by Desmond, but what a glove play by Danny Espinosa.
Boy, in this day and age, what a valuable commodity to have an infielder who can go around the infield.
And play them all well, too.
Yeah.
Adam Jones just got robbed.
Runner on at first, throw over, and not a big lead. Orioles leading it by a score of 3-2. A little bit of everything early on in this ball game. Home run hit by Caleb Joseph. A couple of fine double plays, one by each team. Couldn't wait on that one long enough. Down the line again at no man's land. This will be a foul ball, and Paredes will head back to first base. Snyder will come back to the plate. Zimmerman already up to the 58 pitches thrown to record the 8 outs. So the manager already has to start thinking about later in the ball game. 0-2 count. Brady's with some pretty good speed, not going, and the pitch will be taken up high.
I just think it's a different ball game in the American League. When you talk about National League pitchers and interleague play in American League ballparks, having to face 9 hitters. In the National League, you're facing an 8-hole hitter that's not the best and a pitcher every night, so you're really going through 7 hitters.
And that ball, Harper reaches up and hauls it in. Snyder retired. No runs on a couple of hits, no errors, 1 left. Big play, ball stung Espinosa. Great stop, relay off balance. Desmond to first to get it. Then the Orioles sting another one off Zimmerman. This one by Travis Snyder. Harper just enough glove to get it. The first three, Max Scherzer 9 and 7, 2.12 earned run average, is going to be joining us here from the Nationals dugout as we get set to go to the fourth inning. Ball game where we've really seen some outstanding D play. Gonzalez has a couple of strikeouts, 2 walks. On the other side, Zimmerman with no walks and 3 Ks in the ball game.
Make a great play, lead off an inning.
What are the chances? 1 in 9. Danny Espinosa. I've always loved that line. What are the chances? What do you mean, what are the chances? 1 in 9.
That's pretty good.
And he'll go after the first pitch, center field, Adam Jones. Espinosa is retired. Max, thanks very much for joining us. Late announcement today that you were going to be making the start tomorrow. Is that something you wanted to do, to make the start in the final game before the All-Star?
It was just something that as a team we kind of came together on, and what was going to happen. And you know, for us, we wanted to, and you know, our coaching staff wanted me to start on Sunday. So you know, that's something that I'm looking forward to doing.
So now you just go to the All-Star game and take in the festivities. I mean, there's a clause in there that you still can pitch if you waive, if you want to, I guess is the best way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, I know you can waive it, but at the same time, I mean, on 2 days rest, I mean, it's about bullpen day. You know, you don't want to run that risk. So if I do pitch on Sunday, then I wouldn't waive it.
Max, can you give us a synopsis of the first half for the Nationals? What you've seen briefly?
You know, we've been playing really well, and we've also had some streaks where we haven't played so well, and we've dealt with some injuries as well. So, you know, for us, we're just coming together as a group and try to find ways to keep playing well as we can, because I know we have the talent to, and when we all show up at the same time, we're pretty good.
And the pitching staff has been amazing so far, kind of carried the ball club, you included, and you being the leader. Max, talk about the difference in the American League and pitching to 9 hitters and the National League pitching to 8 hitters. You know, you get accustomed to that, and then you come to interleague play. You're a guy that came from Detroit last year, and now in interleague play, you guys are facing 9 hitters. What's the difference?
Not a whole lot. I mean, because you got to remember those other 8 hitters are pretty good as well. So for me, I mean, it's still on the same thing. You're going out there and attacking the game the same way as you normally would. It's just that you're in between innings. You know, in the American League, you can have a set routine where you go inside and have your routine. Whereas in the National League, you're up there hitting, and it makes it fun. So for me, it's been more of a challenge on the other 4 days when I've been out there, because now in the National League, I don't have much spare time. I actually got to go out there and hit.
Well, we'll talk about all the outings, the 16 strikeout against the Brewers, the no-hitter near perfect game against the Pirates. What kind of effort, mental focus on every single pitch? What was that like?
It was just fun. I was just locked in, just executing every pitch the catcher put down between Lobie and Willie. And so for me, I was just going out there just having fun, just pitching the way I'm capable of pitching. Now, I'm not capable of going out there and quite doing that every single time, but I'm capable of going out there and executing at a high level. And so for me, that's what I enjoyed the most.
Max, congratulations on a great first half. We hope that continues for you in the second half, and thanks for joining us.
All right, thanks for having me on, guys.
You got it. Max Scherzer joining us right there. He'll be pitching tomorrow in the final game before the All-Star break. Game 3 against the Orioles. 2 down, Ian Desmond up. 0-1 count. Gonzalez's delivery to him will be fouled back. Tonight's telecast sponsored by the hilarious new comedy Vacation from Warner Brother Pictures, in theaters July 29th. And by Chevrolet, find new words. Here at Camden Yards, great to have you with us. Real good ball game. Orioles up by 1 in the 4th. Desmond into a double play his first time up. He'll take the pitch down low. Talk about a season that's been a roller coaster, FP. How about for Ian Desmond?
Yeah, I mean, he's had a rough go of it so far, but you just have a feeling that he's going to get to his numbers. He's been 20-20 for the last 3 years. He struggled defensively this year. He struggled offensively, but the one thing you can say about him is he shows up every single day and he plays hard.
Kind of guy you cheer for.
I mean, he's been the leader of this ball club for a number of years, but he's just had a rough go so far this year.
Play's got to be made at first base. Caleb Joseph does. That'll be the 3rd strikeout for Gonzalez. Retires the side in order. And then 7 in a row. Gonzalez has retired. came in on June 20. Scherzer, no hit. The Pirates. Our Pepsi most thrilling historical moment of the game. That one was the only hitter to get on. He hit Tampa, then came back and got the fly ball out. Second consecutive season a no-hitter for the Nationals. Jordan Zimmerman is working tonight. Had one last year. Great job by Scherzer in that game. It's so close to perfect.
Well, you'd think, talking to Max Scherzer after that he would be upset that Jose Tabata leaned into that pitch, and he wasn't. He said, you know what, FP, I threw the slider. I didn't mean to throw it in the spot. I threw it, and it's part of the ball game. I mean, no sour grapes at all. And I mean, that's what makes him great. No excuses.
And move on to the next one.
Yep,
that's great.
And he was perfect through 5 against the Phillies his next start.
There he is, waiting to make the start tomorrow to round out the so-called first half, or at least pre-All-Star break part of the year. Steve Pearce at the plate, puts one up in the air down the line. It's going to be close to that fair pole, and goodbye, home run. The Orioles get their second home run of the ball game as Steve Pearce put it down the .333 line in left. His 7th home run.
Well, he got a curveball. He just caught it out front. And look at the follow-through. Pretty good extension right there. And the body language, a little body English right here. Stay fair ball. Not quite Carlton Fisk, but it was close to the pole. Nice extension by Pearce. A lot of pop in that swing. He caught the curveball out in front. I'll tell you what, ball's flying here, Camden tonight. Flying.
There is Steve Pearce delivering the home run, and as so often happens in this game of baseball, down the line and foul. Steve Pearce is not supposed to be playing. How many times has a guy who's not supposed to be in the lineup ended up having a great day? Chris Davis was supposed to be playing and was going to be out in right field. Davis gets sick before the ball game, stomach flu. In comes Pearce.
Yeah, I have a few theories about that. Number one, you're not thinking too much. You just go play. And you let your athletic ability take over. And number two, when you know you're not in the lineup, you do a lot of extra work. So if your swing's not right, you swing even more in the cage, and maybe you figure things out. Steve Pearce last night, his head was moving a little bit. He was swinging through pitches. Obviously made the adjustment tonight.
So the Orioles build the lead to 4-2. That's the second time, and only the second time in 18 games for Zimmerman that he has surrendered 2 home runs in a ball game. Zimmerman has given up only 8 all year long. You see the numbers. Now the Orioles are getting to him a little bit here. That one double hit in the batter's box and foul. Hardy had a base hit and scored in the second inning. The Orioles rely on the home run. They did last year and they do again this year for an inordinate amount of their run production. Home runs really matter. If they do not get home runs on this ball club, they do not score. 43% for the Orioles of runs allowed are homers, and up to 47 scored are homers.
Well, they play 81 games in a very hitter-friendly park, especially when the weather gets warm. But that's tough to rely on. It's like a three-point team, shooting team in basketball. If they're knocking down the threes, they're going to beat you.
That ball will be popped up. Desmond back, the shortstop. He'll make the play, and Hardy is retired.
But it's not a consistent way to win.
No.
The home run's not going to be there every night. You know, doing the little things on offense, moving runners, butting guys over, picking guys up at third with less than 2 outs. Those are the things you want on a consistent daily basis. But if you rely on the home run, you're going to win 10 in a row, and you're going to lose 10 in a row.
Of course, in the Orioles history, you go back to Earl Weaver. And Earl's game, of course, was the 3-run homer. Get 2 guys on and then somebody mash. That's what he believed in. Of course, you've got to have the talents of a Brooks Robinson and a Boog Powell and a Frank Robinson and guys who can hit home runs consistently.
And not have every bullpen in baseball have somebody that throws 100 miles an hour like it is today.
Yeah. Swing and a miss on a pitch up high. Ryan Flaherty. Flaherty, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Orioles RBIs, Paredes on a ground ball out. 2-run homer by Caleb Joseph and the solo shot by Steve Pearce. And that is in there for a strike. Flaherty has had an ongoing concern with the home plate umpire in the 2 at-bats. Extraordinary moments happen every night in baseball, but on one night they all happen in one place. Don't miss the 86th All-Star Game. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific, Tuesday, right here on Fox. They can't wait to get there. Scherzer and Harper going for the Nationals. Pitch will be in there for a strike. As FP noted, talking to Max Scherzer, the guys who start on Sunday, pitchers, generally will not pitch at the All-Star Game. They do not have to, even if they're selected. Check swing he went around on, but you can choose to. Here's Darren O'Day, hold man for the Orioles in the bullpen. He's going to go. Zach Britton, the closer, right there on the left. Adam Jones will start in center. Manny Machado will go inside out, base hit the other way. So Joseph in the number 9 spot's got a homer and a base hit.
Well, you hit a home run to the pull side, and you're thinking you're not going to get the same pitch again. He actually did, but his mindset right there is, I'm not going to get anything to pull. I'm going the other way. So a nice inside-out swing. Take the single after the homer. Having a nice night.
That'll bring Manny Machado to the plate. He has a single and a run scored, been called out on strikes. He now has a 5-game hit streak going and hitting at .302 on the season. Machado has been in and out of the top 10 in the American League batting average over the last 10-day period. 2 down. Great pitch by Zimmerman. 1-1.
And we talked about Machado maturing, Bryce Harper maturing. I think it's as simple as, you know, when you first come to the big leagues and you're a big-time prospect, you have a million reporters in your locker every day. All of a sudden, you know, there's all kinds of stuff going on. And then you get to a point where it's just a baseball game. You've slowed the game down, and now here come all your abilities out. Where early on, you know, it's a circus atmosphere with both of these guys when they got called up early on because they're so talented. They had so much early success. Game slowed down. Now it's just baseball, and you're seeing the true players.
Yeah. Just think of the great futures they've got. Ooh. 2 ball, 1 strike count. Runner on at first base. Machado will go after the breaking ball and not get it. A meeting at third base last night during the ball game looked like this.
I like to be a fly on the bag, I guess you should say, to hear what they were talking about. But you know, that's the superstar club right there.
A lot of all-star games in their future. Ball put up in the air, center field, long run. Taylor going back. He has it lined up on the warning track and will put it away. Orioles are retired. They will pick up a run on a couple of hits. The home run by Steve Pearce makes it 4-2 O's. sport as any other is defense. How about that play at the plate? Pierce, Flaherty, double play right there. Hardy, Flaherty, Machado, great stop, got an out. Tremendous play. Espinosa, Desmond getting it, and then Harper hauling one in. That's all through the first 4 innings of this ball game. And there's Steve Pierce, who delivered the home run in the last inning.
You get 2 pitchers working fast, throwing strikes, defense on their toes. Some serious leather being thrown around in this game.
And how often, as we said, and having been out there, FP, is that when pitchers are throwing, keeping the game going, the defense is going to be better.
Right. Because you're not thinking about your last at bat or where you're going for dinner. I mean, guys that work slow, your mind wanders out there. You start thinking, I'm hitting second next inning. What's he going to pitch me? But if a guy's working quick, you don't have time to wander.
Yep.
There's no loss of focus.
Van Decker up, and he'll go after it. Center field, Adam Jones. Very little breeze blowing here. What there is a little bit right to left, but it's not carrying the ball anywhere. Van Decker out of there, 1 down. Hey, have you heard about the new show Ryan Seacrest is hosting? It's called Knock Knock Live. Ryan and his crew are knocking on doors all across America, bringing huge celebrities, big prizes, and all kinds of crazy stuff you don't want to miss. It's Knock Knock Live. It premieres July 21st on Fox. 1 away. Gonzalez pitch inside. Gonzalez getting his pitch count under control. He threw 41 through the first 2 innings. 17 pitches in the 3rd and 4th. That'll keep you in a ball game a lot longer. Taylor, a base hit RBI, and he is struck out. Top of the order. He picked up the RBI on a single. Another run scored on a double play for the Nationals for their 2 runs. One delivery to him. That's to short. Shift was on. Hardy right at him. That's 9 in a row now retired by Gonzalez. He has really settled in, and that is consistent with the way he has pitched this season. First time through the lineup, opponents are hitting 260 off Gonzalez. The second and third times it drops to 228, which is kind of the opposite of what we see for most starters.
Almost like that play Manny Machado made to end the second inning kind of picked him up a little bit, and ever since then he's been good, real good.
There are 2 down, nobody on. Escobar, a base hit, got thrown out at the plate on that play we showed you. Pierce to Flaherty to Joseph. That was the play that ended the first inning. 0-1 count. Line goes 4-8-0 for the Orioles, 3 left. Nationals 2-5-0. They too have left 3. Gonzalez with the 0-1. Breaking ball will be taken. Gonzalez's curveball has been so good, we haven't seen a lot of the splitter thrown, which is a primary pitch for him.
And watching video of him, it's dirty. I mean, when he's got it going on, it has screwball action, and it's got a lot of movement. It goes down and away from a lefty and down and into a righty.
1 ball, 1 strike delivery to Escobar. He'll take. It's a strike. We've had a lot of hitters back off. Not happy with the strike zone, but what new? That's every game seemingly. 1 ball, 2 strike count. Gonzalez trying to retire the side in order for the 3rd consecutive inning. And that's exactly what he does. He gets his 4th strikeout. Orioles coming up with a 4-2 lead. Adam Jones, who's going to be going to the All-Star game, will be our second due up when we come back. Baltimore Burger Company, the bacon cheddar barbecue burger, the crab chipper, kettle chips, crab meat, cheddar cheese. How about the sweet chipper? Kettle chips, chocolate and caramel sauce and whipped cream. The Smithfield Corner with a pork burger. And the walk-off, which just happened to walk into our studio. The aroma sausage, it's in a pretzel roll with Old Bay crab dip. Oh, heavens. And it's here.
I mean, does that come
Look
with
at that thing.
Angioplasty?
I hope so.
Oh my gosh, this looks fantastic.
It does, doesn't it? Pitch out of the way will be fouled back. Parmalee in the number 2 spot. He's had a great start here in this ball game. He's had a double and a single. The Orioles are getting to Zimmerman. They are 8 for 19. That's a .421 average in this ball game against him. Prior 3 starts, opponents had hit only 183. And his year average is .268. So the Orioles well above that so far in this ball game. I'll work alone here for a moment. Yep. FP Santangelo, ladies and gentlemen, with a very big knife in his hand and a fork.
I'm cutting it for you for the break between innings.
Doing a great job, I might add. 1 ball, 2 strike count.
I'm sure the fans will love this. I'm going to go food coma after this and not talk the rest of the game.
That'll be fouled away. The foul ball hadn't hit our RoboCam, then we would have had an opportunity. Can we hold this up and actually show it?
Yeah.
Think so?
Where are we at?
Look at that. That is right over there, right on the other side of you.
Oh, there we go.
Right there.
You mean that big camera right to my right?
The big camera with the red light on.
That huge one
Look
right
at
there.
that. The walk-off, it's called. You're not going to run off after you eat it, I can guarantee you that. Bet you'll be taking. Count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
You might sleep it off for about 3 days.
Yeah, pretty good chance of that. Do not eat that in a night game where you have a day game coming up.
Nope.
Nope. 2 ball, 2 strike delivery. Pop up right center. That's a Bermuda triangle, but it's high enough to give everybody time to get there. Taylor will put it away. Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Chevrolet. Find new roads. Gary Thorne, FP Santangelo here in Baltimore, Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Beautiful 84-degree night when we started. Still some of that twilight time hanging around the ballpark. Big crowd. Last night over 46,200, largest crowd of the year in a sellout. And they're going to be close to that again tonight. There aren't many empty seats here at this great ballpark. Here is Adam Jones.
One of the best ballparks in baseball and one of my all-time favorites.
It's a great place to work. It's a great place to come to a game. It's very fan-friendly and comfortable. Great to watch the game.
It's a great place to play.
You liked it, huh?
See the ball well. The batting eye in center field.
Down to third on the backhand. Escobar off the bag. Tag. Got him. Good play by Moore. And is Adam Jones all right? Jones is down. Buck Showalter is on his way out. Adam Jones is a player who does not stay down unless there's something wrong. And the fact he's going off doesn't mean he's all right.
Well, let's see. The right shoulder's been the problem all season long, and it's something that really hasn't gone away. The guy's going to play with some pain. The throw from Escobar kind of rides up the line a little bit. Tyler Moore comes off the base, and Jones, trying to avoid it, kind of extended that right shoulder, reaching for the bag, and you wonder if that's it. You don't want to speculate, but you know the guy's had problems with his shoulder this year. You see the reach on the bag, and then he just kind of crumbles up, and that bit him for sure.
Yep. I don't think there's much question. That's the right shoulder.
Yeah.
Ground ball with the infield moved in, a base hit. Paredes gets another one. So Paredes, who had an 0 for 13 before he got a base hit in the 3rd inning, gets another one here in the 5th. Comes with 2 down, and Adam Jones heading down the steps. That's to the clubhouse. And we'll see. John Russell, the bench coach, following Adam Jones. Buck Showalter takes over, giving the signs. There are 2 away. 9 hits in the ball game for the Orioles. 5 for the Nationals. Runner starts, stops, ball gets away, starts again and stops.
See, that's something I don't think is done enough at the major league level. The fake break at first base. You see catchers pop up all the time. The very worst thing that can happen is a catcher blocks out an umpire and maybe you steal a ball call, because a lot of times umpires can't see when catchers pop out. That's the very worst thing that can happen. The best thing is maybe the catcher's in a hurry to throw you out. If you can get the first baseman to yell runner with a good fake break, you can steal a lot of 1-0 counts, and you can also maybe advance on some drop balls.
Runner not going anywhere there. Pitch taken down low. Count goes to 2-0. Travis Snyder. Snyder getting the start in left field where they've platooned all year. Adam Jones back on the bench. Swing and a miss on a great pitch that he kept down low and on the inside part of the plate. Snyder's 0 for 2. He has struck out and flied out. And it looks like Jones will be staying in the ball game. And the Orioles hold their breath. 2-1. Ball blooped to short. Desmond back, and he's got it. No runs on one hit, no errors, and one left on base. Bryce Harper, who has struck out and grounded out, is going to get another opportunity. He'll be leading it off when we come back. The Dodge Brothers, 100 years later, their spirit lives on. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. With FP Santangelo, I'm Gary Thorne. Beautiful night here in Baltimore and a great ball game underway. 4-2. The Orioles are on top. Adam Jones back in center.
I think maybe just scared him a little bit. When you have an injury like he had and you slide like that, it'll grab, it'll bite, and it hurts just as bad as when you did it initially. And I think it scares a player more than anything. So just the angle that his arm was at sliding into first, he obviously felt something, but he's a gamer and he's staying in this game.
Bryce Harper leading it off. Harper has struck out, grounded out. Harper struggles against the Orioles. Came in with just a 200 batting average, down to 190 now career. He belts that one to right field. It's playable. And goodbye home run. It is not. It made it right in that power alley, up and over the screen, and Bryce Harper picks up his first home run against the Orioles ever and makes it a one-run ball game.
A lot of Nats fans here at Camden Yards. You can hear them in the background. This was a laser beam. The first real mistake that Miguel Gonzalez has made tonight. He's left some balls out over the plate, and they've been hit hard, but this one to Bryce Harper, one of the best players in the National League. And it was just a matter of if this was high enough. It was definitely hard enough. But just on a rope, a laser beam, a cable, if you will, off the bat of Bryce Harper for his 26. Wow.
So he stung it. How about that, though? 26 home runs before the All-Star break. Home runs before the break. 22 years old or younger. Look who he's with. Bench Matthews, A-Rod, and Harmon Killebrew. That's a pretty select group of players.
I mean, what more do you want from this game? You've had unbelievable double plays, great defensive plays, home runs all over the place, and now Bryce Harper jumping into it. Manny Machado, all-star with a great play. I mean, this has been a great game.
He stung it.
Careful if you're catching that one, right?
Yeah. Right over that 373 mark. And that ball had legs. That's how hard it was hit. So a 4-3 ball game. The Orioles lead is cut to 1. Bryce Harper picking up the big homer and igniting the fans here from both sides. 1-2 delivery. Robinson the other way against the shift has got a base hit. So he's got a double and a single in 3 times up, and with the infield shifted around, he had a lot of room.
Well, there's a lot of talk in September last year about these two teams matching up at a World Series. They both won 96 games, both the talk of their leagues. It didn't work out that way, but the way the first game of this series went with a walk-off home run for the Orioles, what's going on here tonight, a wonderful 4-3 game in progress. I mean, that might have been a good World Series, and who knows if it happens again this year, but wow.
They're both in the running.
Every time these two teams get together, it doesn't matter if one team's lost 5 in a row, if one guy's 0 for 30. I mean, they're great ball games, and it's what makes interleague play great, rivalry games.
Yep. Pitch on the way by Gonzalez outside. That Harper home run was hit so hard, 3.5 seconds to get out of the ballpark. How about that?
It's about as fast as we ate that walk-off during the commercial break.
Well, we were a little faster. Let's give ourselves credit on that. That was a great shot. I mean, it just kept going up and up. Pierce thought he was going to have a chance when he started back and then just stopped. It wasn't coming down. 1-0 count. Ramos at the plate. Runner on at first base. Digging for a strike. Count. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, that was on a rope.
So Harper with a patented shot for the home run. A walk and a run scored, and he's flied to center. Wilson Ramos had a check swing blocked by Joseph. Will hold the runner at first. FP was talking about how close these games have been. You look back over the years these teams have played since 2006. 31 of 51 games, 31 have been decided by 2 runs or fewer, including 21 one-run games in which the Nationals have been on the losing end. The Orioles 16-5 in the one-run ball games these teams have played, including last night. That's some exciting baseball. 2-1 pitch hit hard into center field, base hit. Ramos is on, 3 up and 3 on, and remember, Gonzalez had come into this inning having retired 10 in a row, but not here. And the Nationals threatening to add to the Harper home run here in the 6th inning.
Well, I get some action in the Orioles bullpen.
Jazz Rose going to get up to throw. As Gonzalez had really been just cruising along through the last 3 innings. That home run may have unsettled him a little bit. He's given up 16 homers on the year. 10th high in the American League. There's Rowe just starting to throw. Now the defense, Buck Showalter deciding how he wants to play this. They're looking for a bunt. Espinosa's got a base hit, has flied out, and has scored a run. He's moved him in at first and third, and in also at second and short. Machado will play at that 45-degree angle at third base, so that if there's a play for a force at third, he can get back to take it. See how he's facing first base. Parmalee will charge from first, and he'll look back to second. No movement at the plate by Espinosa to indicate bunt.
And that's exactly why Miguel Gonzalez did the inside move. Buck Showalter wanted to see if Danny Espinosa was going to bunt. Clint Robinson not a stealing threat at second base. So managers will put on that play to see if the hitter squares, and he didn't.
Espinosa's got a couple of sacrifices on the year. Checking with his bullpen. That means Rowe is ready. Pitch on the way, charging at third, Manny Machado. Unfortunately for him, the ball's fouled back.
Well, sometimes you think in a one-run game in the sixth inning, the bunt's a good play right here. But the way the ball's been flying around the yard this inning for the Nationals, I think Matt Williams, a former slugger himself, is thinking, okay, we're seeing this guy well. I've seen 3 missiles in this inning. I don't really want to give up and out. And you and I talked to Matt Williams in his office before the game today about maybe playing a little more small ball because his team is banged up. And he said, you know, he just manages it day by day, situation by situation. Yep. And right now he's letting Danny Espinosa swing away. And you understand why based on what's happened here.
You see the average 140 with runners in scoring position on the year. The Orioles still think bunt in at first and third. It looks like the wheel is on. Nope. That ball drilled, no bunt there, way back in right field, and goodbye, home run! Live bunt when you can get a dinger. Espinosa with a 3 RBI homer.
One of those nights at Camden Yards, this one far from over. But give Matt Williams, the Nationals manager, some credit right there for not just going by the book and bunting with runners on first and second. Nobody out in a one-run game. He saw that maybe Miguel Gonzalez was getting tired, and the ball elevated. Danny Espinosa doing a nice job putting his team ahead.
So 4 up and 4 in here in the 6th inning, and the Nationals lead it 6-4. Rowe will come on. Nobody out, 6th inning, 4 runs in for the Nationals. And Rowe's delivery, a swing and a miss by Tyler Moore. Danny Espinosa, 3 RBI homer, 10th home run of the season, his 2nd career home run here at Camden Yards. Boy, you talk about how the game changes in a snap of a fingers. Gonzalez had retired 10 in a row. Harper got the home run. He couldn't get anybody else out. 0-1 delivery outside.
Well, you could make the argument that that home run rattled Miguel Gonzalez. And I've seen it throughout the years. guys pitch Bryce Harper carefully, A, because he can do damage, but B, when he hits a home run, it's not on the highlight reels all night long 100 times, and guys don't want to be seen on that highlight reel giving up the home run.
Good point.
So you'll see him pitching around Bryce, pitching to him carefully, A, because they want to win the game, but B, they don't want to see themselves giving up a tater till 2 in the morning.
His 26th of the year to lead the inning off. So Gonzalez ends up with 6 runs, 9 hits over 5+ innings. 2 walks and 4 strikeouts. Rose delivery. Ooh, that had some great movement on it. It froze him. He gets the strikeout. So here's the inning for the Nationals.
How about a few homers? First, Bryce Harper. And you see how still his head is. That's been the big difference in his swing this year compared to last year. He's had a nice base. His head is still. He's making good decisions, catching the ball out front. And then Danny Espinosa and Bryce Harper, a little love in the dugout after they both hit taters. 4 hitters apart.
And the pitch taken for a strike. 1 down, nobody on. Ian Desmond has struck out and hit into a double play. Desmond down to 213 on the year. Chaz Rowe with the 0-1 delivery. Rowe started at AAA Norfolk for the Orioles. He was called up on May 24. First 15 games had an ERA of .9. However, he's been scored on 3 of the last 4, giving up 6 runs in 5 innings pitched in those 4 games. That ball down the line in right field. Long run. Pierce was playing over to center, and on the warning track hauls it in. Fair ball. Ian Desmond retired. Right field here is not easy to play at Camden Yards. One, you got the scoreboard and the ball ricochets off in a number of different directions. Then you've got that corner you just saw. Players from our vantage point behind home plate actually disappear down there where that big garage door is, and balls rattle around down there that hit fair, roll into the corner, and make it really tough for right fielders to come up with the ball.
The thing I always find tough about playing right field here is you're playing so shallow. If you're playing normal right field, you feel like you're almost playing second base because it's such a short porch. A lot like playing left field in Fenway Park. You kind of feel claustrophobic out there, like you don't have a whole lot of room to work with.
And right field is always playing the power alley. They're not really playing straightaway right field. They're playing the bigger part of the power alley. 1-0 delivery on the way. Takes a cut on a pitch down. 2 down now, nobody on. Den Decker has drawn a walk and he is flied out. 1 ball, 1 strike count, 2 down. Each team has had the lead in this ball game. Nationals now have it by a score of 6-4 with a big 4-run 6th inning so far. Chaz Rowe with a 1-1 hit hard, diving, can't get it. Here's one of those balls down the line. It'll roll into the corner. There you see the bounce off the wall on his way to third. And Decker, and he's in with a stand-up triple.
On cue, Gary Thorne.
Sometimes you hit the ball and sometimes you don't.
I mean, exactly what you're talking about. And this is a guy, Steve Pierce, this is his own ballpark. So even though you know what it's going to do, every ball is different. You see this one kind of hit the padding after it hits the door, and that turned the double into a triple. No fault of Steve Pierce. But Matt Dendecker can run. So maybe the triple made right out of the box. He was thinking 3. And with the funny hop, he turns it on right here, makes his decision. And for you younger players, be your own base coach. You saw how he looked over his shoulder right there and made the decision for himself. Too many guys rely on the third base coach. Right there was good base running by Dendecker.
That one hit into the shift. Taylor is retired. Dendecker getting his first major league triple, gets stranded, but the Nationals don't. Not in the 6th. Harper led it off. His 26th home run. Espinosa later a 3 RBI number 10. By Chevrolet, the official vehicle of Major League Baseball. Beautiful sight here at Camden Yards, and a great ball game underway. Two teams who had been struggling offensively, finding some offense here in this yard tonight. 6-4 Nationals on top, out hitting the Orioles at the moment 10-9. Zimmerman out of there with a chance to be the winning pitcher. Turning on the pitch, and he comes inside to Pierce.
Blake Trinan's got a big fastball, 98 miles an hour. It's got tremendous sink to it. Slider to go with it. But if you watch him pitch, it's effortless. I call him Blake not Trinan.
And a ground ball hit the short. Ian Desmond up. Pierce is retired on a couple of pitches. Time for a game break. Here is Kevin Burkhardt in our Los Angeles studio. I got it. Nice, Kev. Race going on in the East, as in most of the divisions in Major League Baseball. And I always tell fans, you want to know who are going to be buyers and sellers when it comes to the trade deadline at the end of the month, at least the deadline where you don't have to go through waivers. Make sure you always pull up the standings for the wild card. There's a lot of clubs are still in it.
Well, the Nats have played the Blue Jays this year. They've played the Rays. They played the Yankees. And seeing the team that the Orioles have here, you know, Matt Williams Ball Club has seen the whole American League East. And I think Buck Showalter has the best team. I'm not just saying that because you're sitting here or it's this ball game. I said this yesterday off the air to everybody. The talent is in place. I said it to Dan Duquette before the game, too. The Orioles have the talent easily to win the American League East. The Yankees are playing good right now, but the O's have the horses.
Well, that's a dogfight. I mean, the East did not get off to a good start all the way up and down. How are the Yankees winning? That's one of the big surprises. You got Baltimore, Tampa Bay, Toronto, now Boston closing back in, and there you see the wild card. So tight that is, and in fact, if you go a little bit deeper, you'll see that all of the American League Eastern teams have a shot at the wild card. Nobody thought that was going to be true. Ground ball, chance for two. Espinosa, Desmond, the turn, and they get it. Ryan Flaherty hits into the double play. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left. It is a 6-4 Nationals lead. Sponsored by Budweiser. Caleb Joseph, 2-run homer in the second for the Orioles. Steve Pierce, a solo shot for the O's in the fourth, but The Nationals 4 runs, 2 homers, 6th inning. Harper and Espinosa, and they've got the 6-4 lead as we go to the top of the 7th inning. Chaz Rowe got the 3 outs in the 6th, coming on in relief, stays on here. First pitch ground ball. Machado's got to make the long throw, and there's that shortstop arm that he has to get the out on Escobar.
Well, it just makes it look easy. This is not an easy play. He's going toward the Nationals dugout in foul territory. But the short arm, the strong arm, I mean, the play he made last year in Yankee Stadium where he was going into foul territory, one of the best, if not the best play I've ever seen at third base.
A Brooks Robinson type play. That's Escobar just grounded out, making his way effortlessly towards the dugout. He didn't get hurt or anything on that, did he? I wasn't following him through, but he's coming off very slowly.
Well, he's had the bad hamstring, and like I said, he beat out the infield single first at bat last night. Was kind of hobbling around the ball game.
Here is Bryce Harper, and he'll foul that one off. The explosive home run is 26, 5th inning, leading it off. A home run that changed everything in this ball game.
342, 26, and 61. Is that good?
Yeah, well, that'll work. That will work. Yet he has struggled against the Orioles. As we said, a 200 batting average coming in. That homer against the O's is first. He shows bunt with that shift on in the infield. And as Buck Showalter, the manager of the Orioles, is prone to say, please bunt.
342, 26, and 61. Is that good? And that's probably why Buck's saying please bunt.
Go right ahead. Not gonna. Here's the 0-2 delivery on the way, and a ground ball fouled off by the Orioles dugout.
Well, the home run, the 6th inning for Bryce Harper is 26, and you just see how compact his swing is and how under control the violence is in his throw of the bat. It's been like that all season long.
0-2 count, shift employed in the infield, 1 down. Harper will go the other way, foul. 0-2 on Harper.
Well, look how still his head is. And that's been the key all year. He's a guy that's kind of jumped at the baseball early in his career. And this year he's really staying on his backside. He's incorporating his lower half more. But if you remember in the past, he's a guy that would be on his front foot and his back foot would be off the ground at contact. It's not the case this year.
0-2 delivery to him. That'll be way outside. You talk about carrying a ball club. Over the last 8 games prior to this one, the Nationals had scored only 15 runs. Harper had been involved, scoring 5 of the runs and hitting .360 for the ball club. If you took his average out of those 8 games, the Nationals overall hitting .179. And a Rowe will get him on a swinging strike. 2 Ks for Rowe. 2 down.
I told you during the break, Chaz Rowe's got a nasty slider. And it's quick and it's late and it looks like a fastball. Look at that. That looks like a fastball to Bryce Harper. And when it's decision time in his mind, he's thinking fastball. Late break, good pitch.
Rowe keeps that pitch down. He is very successful, as most pitchers are. There aren't many pitchers who can get away with high strikes of any kind. Here's Robinson. The off-speed delivery is outside. Robinson's had an outstanding ball game. A single, a double, a run scored. 2 for 3. 1-0 count. Shift on against him. And the pitch will be away by Rowe. Count goes to 2-0. There you see that shift more and more employed by more and more ball clubs. Ironically, perhaps the best team in baseball uses the shift the least. The St. Louis Cardinals. 2-0 delivery and a ground ball down to first, foul.
Giants have won 3 World Series and they don't shift.
Amazing,
so
huh?
I feel like on a broadcast we should show when they don't shift nowadays. But I'm telling you, there's a reason why people have been standing in the same place for over 130 years.
I think you're right. All-Star jerseys, caps, collectibles, and more. You can get them 15 All-Star game gear at MLB.com shop. 2-1 pitch, a swung on and missed. We're waiting for the numbers. Are being crunched, as all baseball numbers are, but about how many hits have been lost because of the shift. Now that's obviously not a real objective. It's a subjective number, because what's a shift?
Yeah, I think you can make that out however you want.
Yeah. It's like good accounting. What do you want the numbers to say?
Right.
And we'll have them say it.
Exactly. I mean, you see it work, but when it doesn't work, you look at a pitcher and he always looks into the dugout when there's that 14 hopper to shortstop and nobody's standing there. And I think the mental side of it and how it affects a pitcher when somebody's not standing where they're supposed to be might be even more valuable.
Intangible, right? 2-2 delivery on the way. Here it's going to work. Flaherty in the shift.
Boy, he's just playing deeper than where he normally would.
7th inning stretch time here on Fox. Good ball game. Nationals 6, the Orioles 4. By Budweiser, make a plan to make it home. And by Lowe's. Lowe's never stop improving. 7th inning stretch time here at Camden Yards, Oriole Park. And the Orioles trailing by 2. The Nationals trying to even up this 3-game. Tuesday, baseball's best players gather. Cincinnati, the Midsummer Classic. Home field advantage. World Series is on the line. Coverage of the 2015 Major League Baseball All-Star Game presented by T-Mobile begins Tuesday at 7 Eastern right here on Fox and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Starting pitchers in that ball game. Usually that goes to the last possible second. They wait to see who's going to pitch on Sunday. Possible starters, National League.
Well, I think Jose Fernandez is going to start a lot of All-Star games, but he just came back, so I'm going to go with Zach Greinke in that one. He has been absolutely outstanding for the Dodgers this year. But how about A.J. Burnett and the comeback story in Pittsburgh? That's a good one, too.
Yep. Garrett Cole having an outstanding year, winning his 13th. So we'll see. Now, the American League, there are even more names on it. Max Scherzer would have been on it, but he's going to start tomorrow. Pick there? I don't know. I think that one's up for grabs. Keuchel, Hernandez.
Chris Sale with all the double-digit strikeout games. He's as dirty as it gets.
Yep.
But I think Dallas Keuchel and the Houston Astros are the feel-good story of the first half, so I'm going to go with Dallas Keuchel in that one.
I think would be my guess, but there'll be a lot of pitchers employed. Starters usually going a couple innings. Bottom half of the 7th inning. Nationals 6-10-0. The Orioles 4-9-0. Caleb Joseph, a big night in the 9 spot. He's picked up a home run. Good for 2 RBIs, his 6th of the year, and he's had a base hit. 1 ball, 1 strike count. The Orioles last night won their first ball game of the year where they trailed after 7. They got a run in the 8th and a walk-off home run in the 9th. They are now 1-36 in games where they trail after 7 innings. They'll keep their bullpen active. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way. That'll be outside. And a 3-ball, 1-strike count. Not happy with that last pitch.
Well, I'm watching his fastball tonight, and it usually runs. It sinks into a right-hander, and for whatever reason, it's cutting. As you look at Felipe Rivero getting loose for the Nats in the bullpen, but odd fastball from Blake Trinan here tonight.
Trinan's delivery, and he walked him. So the Orioles are going to get a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. Part of the great All-Star festivities, the Gillette Home Run Derby, presented by Head & Shoulders, featuring the best home run hitters in the world, competing in a new head-to-head bracket-style format with timed rounds. You can catch all of the action Monday night at 8 on ESPN. Don't miss a minute. Home Run Derby.
Well, 2 O's have won the Home Run Derby. Cal Ripken won it in 1991. He hit 12 home runs. That was in Sky Dome, now Rogers Center. Miguel Tejada won the Derby in 2004. He had 27 home runs at Minute Maid Park. Manny Machado trying to be the 3rd O to win it.
Machado really excited about the opportunity to be in the Home Run Derby. As FP mentioned earlier, he was out taking practice on that today. 0-1 count. Trinan's delivery to him, and that's going to be way inside.
Matt Williams telling us about his own Home Run Derby experience in Wrigley Field. The wind was howling in. He had 1 home run, but he popped one straight up, and Bill Murray was announcing the Home Run Derby, and the ball actually hit Bill Murray.
I think Matt was more happy about that than if he'd won. That ball down the line, and it's going to go into the seats. That will be a foul ball.
I remember that. Bill Murray actually made the ball hit him. He saw it popped up straight up the elevator chute. He kind of ran toward the ball like he was going to catch it and then fell down, and it was actually hilarious.
Here's Matt with the memory. A 1-ball, 2-strike count. Another ball game going right down to the wire. Runner off first. 1-2 deliveries in the dirt. Gets away. Runner will stay. Good block. Ramos able to keep that in front of him enough so that Caleb Joseph did not want to go. In that Home Run Derby, keep in mind the other in the pairing of that. It's the guy who's throwing the pitches. And this year it's more important than ever because they got a time clock. So they got to make as many perfect pitches as they can make to the hitter they're throwing to hit home runs.
Well, ask Manny today in his practice. Are you just swinging at everything and trying to get as many hacks? He said, no, if I do that, I'll be burnt. Yeah. So like in the past, he's taken pitches, still doing it the same way, because he said FP in 5 minutes, if I just swing, there's no way. And he was talking about in batting practice every day. By the 4th round in the summertime, as a hitter, you get tired.
Yeah.
So whoever wins this thing is going to be gassed for a month. I'm telling you.
Here's the 2-2 delivery on the way, and a 3-2 count. And by the way, to wrap that up, he has asked Einar Diaz, the assistant hitting coach of the Orioles, to be his pitcher. So Einar Diaz will go. He throws a lot of batting practice for the Orioles. Trinan got a 3-2 runner on at first base, nobody out. 1-run ball game, 7th inning. Pitch on the way, runner stays, and he has walked the first 2 batters.
Like I said, his fastball's cutting for some reason. I've seen Blake try and throw for a couple of years now, and it usually sinks. It usually goes in to right-handers like a true sinker.
The bullpen's ready if Matt Williams wants to make a move.
And I'm watching him between pitches, and he's wiping his hand on his pants. He's picking up the rosin bag. So on a humid night here, you wonder if he's getting a good grip on the baseball. Steve McCatty going to come out and talk to him and maybe ask him.
So the Orioles threatening here in the 7th inning, getting the first 2 on with walks. Zimmerman did not walk a batter in the 5 innings. The National starter worked 4 runs, 9 hits, and 4 strikeouts. That's the way these 2 teams play, as we noted. Ever since the team that was in Montreal moved in 2005 to D.C., and then in 2006 they started this Beltway series.
It's been great. So you see the Orioles a lot more than I do. Is Buck Showalter Button here with his number 2 hitter and Adam Jones on deck, down by 2 in the 7th?
No. One rule, he may, I don't know, but my answer would be no. Buck Showalter does not believe in giving up outs.
Well, it worked for Matt Williams, letting Danny Espinosa swing away, and now similar situation. with Chris Parmelee and the O's.
Let's see what he does with it. Infield, in Escobar at third base. Rest of them double play.
Plus, you hate to give up an out on a guy who's not throwing strikes right now.
Exactly. Yep. And of course he bunts. And he drops a beauty. Play is going to go to third, and they got him. Outstanding play. Ramos, the catcher, up with it. Decided to go after the lead runner, and he got it.
And it was a ball, and Blake Trinan's having trouble throwing strikes right now. So on a night when the ball's flying in Camden Yards, Buck Showalter decides to bunt. It was a pretty good bunt by Chris Parmelee. I just think a better play by Wilson Ramos. And give Yunel Escobar credit for reading that play, getting back to the bag, finding the base. And I don't know if Caleb Joseph had a big enough secondary lead, but that bunt looked good enough to get the job done to me.
Joseph not that fast either, which is another reason I thought he wouldn't bunt, but did. So now here's Adam Jones. The Orioles 0 for 4 with runners in scoring position tonight. They're 0 for 11 in the first 2 games of this series. And 1 for 31 in the last 5 games with runners in scoring position. Maybe that's a reason cutting the other way for the bunt. To try and move the runners up. Adam Jones has hit into a double play, popped out, grounded out. 1 down, 1-0. And a great pitch with movement that gets in there for a strike.
You wonder how Adam Jones's shoulder is going to fare through this at bat.
And the second half of the season. Going to go to the All-Star game. 1-1 delivery. That'll be taken down low. The Orioles so concerned about getting their All-Star players, 4 of them, back home for rest, that the owner is going to provide transportation out and immediately back home.
That's a big league.
So they can get some time off. 2 ball, 1 strike count. And that'll be taken outside. That's the pitch. Pitchers try and get Jones to chase. 3-1. Jones 268 with runners in scoring position on the year.
Got the rally hats on. They want some runs.
3-1 delivery to him. He was going for 3 RBIs on that swing. 3-2.
Pretty good sinker right here. Adam Jones all in on a fastball. 3-1 count. Watch the late movement right under the bat. And Adam Jones leaving nothing in the bag right there. He had the driver out.
Manny Machado, the base runner at second. Parmelee on at first on the fielder's choice. 3-2 delivery on the way. And Jones will foul it off. We'll do it again. As the situations get tougher, the Orioles bats have gotten better so far this year. And now with this important pitch coming, a conference.
Well, a lot of times with a big pitch coming against a good hitter and a guy's been standing on second base for a while, you wonder if he's figured out the sequence, meaning the catcher putting down signs. So you go out there and you talk it over, and I don't think Wilson Ramos is going to put down a sign right here. Let's look. Just go out there and you ask him, what do you feel comfortable with? What do you want to throw? We're not putting a sign down at all. Oh, they're going to put one down.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Ryan's delivery. Jones a chopper to first base. It'll stay fair. Tag is put on by Moore. The runners move up, but for the Nationals, importantly, a second out is recorded. Machado goes over to third. Parmelee down to second. 2 down. And a big at bat in this ball game.
Huge. Matt Williams going to make a decision.
He's going to go to the pen. So, and a ball game to be decided here in the 7th. The Orioles have 2 on, 2 down. Grady's coming up. It's the 2015 Sirius XM All-Star Futures Game on MLB Network. On Monday, the 2015 Gillette Home Run Derby presented by Head & Shoulders on ESPN. Tuesday on MLB Network, the All-Star Red Carpet Show presented by Chevrolet. All leading up to the Midsummer Classic Tuesday at 7 Eastern, only on Fox.
Felipe Rivero taking the mound for the Nats. Fastball 96 miles an hour. Kind of a crossfire guy. He's got a good slider to go with it. 13th game, you see the IRA. The stuff plays, there's no doubt. Live fastball and a funky delivery.
2 on, 2 down. Paredes going after the heater up high. Jimmy Paredes all year long has been 1 or 2 in the American League with runners in scoring position, hitting at .396. And with 2 down, his batting average with runners in scoring position is .632. He is 12 for 19. Rivero's delivery to him, and another big swing and a miss.
Paredes geared up for 96. Got the slider from Felipe Rivero. You see right-handed 250. No home runs. Now you know why Matt Williams turned him around to the other side of the plate.
55-point difference in average. 0-2, delivery on the way. Paredes will put the ball in the air to right center field. Going back, Taylor over, and he's got it. Almost slipped at the end there. But Rivero comes on. The Orioles lead 2 in scoring position. 7 complete. And there you see the catcher coming out, Wilson Ramos. Watch how he ended the inning.
Well, watch the backswing from Jimmy Paredes. Hit him right on the elbow. Ooh. Full speed right to the elbow. And we watched it between innings in the dugout. You see it again right here where it gets him. Wilson Ramos, a shade of green. And he's rubbing it in the on-deck circle. And wouldn't you know, he's leading the inning off.
Getting a little sympathy from Caleb Joseph as he comes to the plate. Here's Tommy Hunter on to pitch.
Fastball 96. He'll cut the fastball at 89. He's got a curveball to go with it at 83. Throws 26% of the time. 34th appearance. The ERA at 4.17.
Rowe worked 2 innings. Chaz Rowe, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 strikeouts. Ramos will take the pitch inside for a ball. 6-4 lead for the Nationals. Each team has had the lead in the ball game. Orioles 1-0, 2-1 Nationals, 3-2 Orioles, 4-2 Orioles, and then the big 4-run 6th inning put the Nationals on top by 2. 1-0 delivery, and that'll be foul back. 1 ball, 1 strike count. Miguel Gonzalez started for the Orioles, 6 runs, 9 hits over 5. Jordan Zimmerman, 4 runs, 9 hits over 5 for the Nationals. 1 ball, 1 strike count. In the air to right field, Pierce. Steve Pierce will make the catch, 1 away in the 8th inning. 1 of the 2 home runs in the 6th inning. Espinosa.
Well, how often do you see a guy with a base hit bunt his first time up, and then his 3rd plate appearance, he goes deep? Danny Espinosa showed the speed off in the 2nd inning with a base hit bunt, scored a run, then hit his 10th home run of the year in the 6th inning.
Congratulated by Bryce Harper, who also had his home run leading off that inning.
Yeah, that was the 6th inning home run club.
Yeah, and enough to get him 4 runs. So Espinosa stands in with a 2-for-3 ball game. Hunter's delivery to him, a swing and a miss. Talking to Matt before the ball game about this ball club and their difference in offense, home and road. At home, they are ranked 25th, the Nationals, in offense, 25th in the majors. On the road, 3rd in runs scored. And asked Matt Williams why, and he gave the honest answer.
I don't know.
I have no idea. 0-1 delivery. As he said, if I knew, I'd fix it.
Yeah. That was the most honest part. Well, if I knew that, I'd fix it.
Hard to explain those things. Run differential coming in, 207 runs on the road and 155 at home. Almost the same number of ball games. Oh-2 delivery on the way. Tommy Hunter gets him.
Good pitch.
Dropped that one off. Celebration, Nationals. Pour it on.
Well, it started April 28th in Atlanta when they came from behind. I think it was 9-1 and 10-2, so an 8-run deficit a couple of times. Dan Uggla hit a 3-run home run to make it 13-12, and Max Scherzer started the chocolate syrup craze. Just went into the clubhouse, grabbed something, and now that's what they do after they have a big win, and you're cracking up.
And we were told, clubhouse attendants say it takes 2 hours to clean the chocolate out of the uniforms.
Oh, they crushed Scherzer in the no-hitter. I mean, they had 3 of those Costco-sized Hershey's syrups. And you would think they're going to get sponsored by Hershey's here sooner or later.
Oh, my gosh. Up in the air, first base side, Parley coming over, and there'll be no play.
I mean, it's very creative, it's very original, and at times hard to watch.
Yeah. The Orioles do the pie in the face routine. Every team has, about every ball club now, has something they do in those situations for wins or players who get the game winner or whatever. Adam Jones leads the charge of the pies.
I love the pie in the face. I mean, that never gets old with the Orioles.
0-1 count, 2 down. And Moore will take the pitch. A base hit in 3 times to the plate, 2 for 7 so far in the series. Tommy Hunter on to try and hold his score right where it is. Shift on in the infield. 1-1 delivery on the way. Goes the other way, of course. Parmalee, the only fielder there, will get it on a 1-2-3 inning for Tommy Hunter. Orioles coming up in the bottom half of the 8th inning. They'll be down by 2. Back here with the 6-4 Nationals lead. First pitch thrown out in this ball game by a longtime Orioles fan near Frederick. She's going to be 104 years old this week. Cora Purcell. Jonathan Scope came out to get it. She threw out the first pitch. Couldn't have been better, nicer, waving to the crowd. She got a standing ovation. We should make it that far, eh?
I'll tell you what, it was my favorite moment of tonight. This ballpark was on their feet, and that standing ovation that she more than deserved. It was great.
That was just great. 104 years old and looked that good and couldn't come out and make the first pitch. So Matt Williams is going to make the pitching change right here. Rivero is coming out before we start the bottom half of the 8th inning. The official soft drink of Major League Baseball. And by T-Mobile. Switch to the Data Strong Network. Gary Thorne, MP Santangelo here at Camden Yards. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 6-4. Nationals are on top. Nolan Reimold will pinch hit for Travis Snyder. And the pitch to him will be taken for a strike and a change out of the bullpen. Casey Johnson.
18th appearance. Fastball, slider, cutter, curveball change. 5-pitch guy. Fastball averaging 88 miles an hour this year.
Reimold with power. Pitch will be taken away. Reimold has gone 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter this year. In and out of the lineup, trying to secure that left field job on a regular basis. Orioles have platoon both left and right most of the first half of the year, although Chris Davis now starting most games in right field. Not in the ball game tonight. Had a stomach problem before the ball game, came out of the lineup. And a 2-ball 1-strike count. Casey Janssen. Janssen worked a third of an inning in the ball game last night and was charged with the run that scored in the 8th inning. And that one's going to miss outside. So a 3-ball 1-strike count on Reimold leading off the 8th. Bullpen will stay active looking for matchups here. Reimold swings through that. 3-2.
The challenger with the fastball right down the middle, and maybe Reimold got a little bit too big right there, thinking about doing some serious damage.
Reimold 1 for 4 lifetime off Casey Janssen, a home run. 3-2 delivery to him, and he got him on a breaking ball down.
Oh, you look at the pitch right here. Might have been the cutter. And Reimold way out in front of it. Didn't have a lot of movement, but the change in speeds got him.
So Reimold out. That'll bring up Steve Pearce. Pierce has faced Jansen only twice, 0 for 2.
No, Raimel was thinking, I swung through the 3-1 fastball. He's going to throw the same thing because he just threw it by me. And Jansen and Wilson Ramos changed it up on him.
Pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Pierce getting his 7th home run, 4th inning. Solo shot to lead it off. He is 1 for 3 in the ball game. The 0-1 to him off speed. Had him fooled.
Caught a Jordan Zimmerman curveball out in front. Did a nice job of keeping his hands back and staying through the ball. Little body English right there to keep it fair just around the foul pole.
0-2 delivery is a call. Strike, and leaning back is Pierce. Not happy with the call by Paul Nart, the home plate umpire.
Well, you know that Nart's been looking for strikes all night, and Pierce thought it was down. He might have had a legitimate gripe. And look at the reaction. He's thinking, how am I supposed to hit that? That ball's down and away. Hang with him. That's a tough one.
So Jansen comes on here in the 8th inning, gets a couple of strikeouts. Here's J.J. Hardy. And Hardy will take the pitch for a strike. A single, a run scored in the 2nd inning. He's popped out and has drawn a walk. Hardy 4 for 15 off Jansen. 0-1 pitch on the way to him, and that's on the outside corner. They're all strikes.
Jansen's ready to go, isn't he?
He's bringing it. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Hardy, third base, a little dive. Escobar's got it, makes the play, and a 1-2-3 inning. So we've completed 8. We've seen defense throughout this ball game. That one picked up by Escobar. Make sure plenty of time to get the out. Caleb Joseph, 2 RBI homer in the 2nd inning. Steve Pierce solo shot his 7th, but then Bryce Harper's 26th in the 6th inning, and Espinosa would follow up with a 3-run homer. That's the difference in the ball game right now. They are in the 9th inning. Tommy Hunter stays on the mound for the Orioles. Working in relief, retired the side in order in the 8th inning. And the pitch to Ian Desmond was 0 for 3 in the ball game. Nolan Reimold stays in. He's playing in left field after pinch hitting for Travis Snyder. Straight up D against Ian Desmond. Hunter's delivery to him, and that's going to miss inside, and Hunter will fall behind 3-0. So Desmond looking to get the free pass. Last 7 games, hitting only .125. No extra base hits now in the last 8 for Desmond. 3-0 pitch will catch the outside corner for a strike. 3-1. .3-1 pitch by Hunter will be put up in the air and back, and a souvenir. Big crowd last night. Sellout crowd. Same tonight. 44,495. 4,495. Fifth sellout of the season for the Orioles.
Well, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Isn't it Gary Thorne shirt day at the ballpark?
Hawaiian shirt day, baby. Yes, sirree, Bubby.
I can't wait.
All the bright colors. 3-2 pitch on the way. Foul back. Pretty good shirt, orange and black with a lot of the Oriole bird on it. I saw one.
I did too. Yeah. I like them, and I want one.
You want one?
Yeah.
Wish I could help you. Okay. You get one. 3-2 strikeout on Desmond.
Want one of those.
Tommy Hunter trying to come back on him, will not. He got back into the count, but there's a leadoff walk here in the 9th inning.
And he and Desmond walked last night too, and Matt Williams has to like that from his shortstop, seeing some pitches, and you're wondering if he's going to bunt Matt Dendecker here with the leadoff walk to Desmond.
Try and put up one more run at least here in the 9th inning. Orioles think he will bunt. Manny Machado in at third base. Dendecker, he's had a triple, his first major league triple, a walk, and he's flied out. Got himself on base twice in that number 9 spot. Parmalee will hold the bag at first on Ian Desmond, who's got a pretty good lead. And Hunter will throw over.
And Matt Dendecker showed.
Did he mean it?
I don't know. It depends when they do it. That's a really good question. Some guys will show after the throw's already caught at first base, and you're like, I'm not buying that.
Yeah.
But if they show right when the pitcher steps off and throws, and they flinch a little bit, then you know you're onto something if you're watching them in the other dugout.
See what happens here. He does not show on that one and takes it up and away.
And the reason, for those of you that might not know, that they show on the throw over, they're trying to buy himself a fastball right down the middle. So in a bunting situation, you see the thrower to first. If you're not bunting, show it. Now maybe you get a fastball right down the middle because they want to get an out. And I think that's what Matt Dendecker just did.
1-0 count. Runner goes. Here's the throw. Caleb Joseph high, tag, not in time. Desmond will pick up a stolen base.
He went in there hard. Hard and late. And it was pretty close. And I'll tell you what, J.J. Hardy really put a good tag on him. We were talking to Buck Showalter today about how quick J.J. Hardy is with the tag. But a great jump by Ian Desmond. It looks like he jams his foot into the base way before the tag. And with replay today, you got to stay on the base the whole time. And I think that Major League Baseball needs to take a look at that. Somebody's going to get hurt at second base.
2-0 delivery. Now he's bunting, lays a good one down. Manny Machado's got it. Hustle. Boy, some speed going down the line. Dendecker can run and made it a play. A sacrifice moves a runner over to third with only one away.
Well, good baseball right there by the Nationals. A leadoff walk, and Desmond steals second. Now Matt Dendecker laying down a perfect bunt. And not only is he thinking, I got Desmond to third, he wants another hit to go with his triple. Good hustle by Dendecker, good bunt. And the arm strength of Manny Machado, who has probably the best arm of any third baseman, was a difference right there.
So now the infield has to move in. Orioles do not want to give up another run here with only one away. Taylor at the top of the order coming up. Taylor's had a base hit, RBI, 1 for 4. And he loops it down the line, right field. That's a fair ball. That will score the run. On a dying Quail single to right, Taylor comes through. Desmond scores, and it is a 7-4 ball game.
Well, good baseball by the Nationals. Get them on, get them over, get them in. And it doesn't have to be pretty. A line drive in the box score for Michael Taylor puts the Nats up by 3, 7-4. Once you know it, Buck Showalter brings the infield in, which was the absolute right move.
Yeah.
And Michael Taylor doinks one over first base.
And the only one who was going to have a chance playing back would have been the first baseman. That's what happens.
A little lob wedge here, but getting his hands in the right position, thinking the right way. He was thinking up the middle the other way, so even though it looks like a blooper in the books or a line drive in the books, he did a lot of right things to get the ball that way.
Yep. So now runner at first base, still only one down. The Nationals are now 4 for 7 in the ball game with runners in scoring position. Orioles are 0 for 6. McSholler will set back down. Tommy Hunter, that's a big run to be picked up here. Escobar at the plate against him as a base hit. 1 for 4 in the ball game. Pitch out, thought the runner might be going. Taylor does not take off from first base. Orioles won the opener of this series 3-2 in the ball game last night, so the Nationals trying to set up a rubber match for the Sunday afternoon game here. It'll be the final game for both of these teams before the All-Star break. 1-0 delivery, hit hard to second. Flaherty's got it. Underhand flip, Hardy the turn, and they get the double play. But a big run scores here in the 9th inning. 1 run, 1 hit, that leadoff walk to Desmond, coming around to make it a 7-4 game. Going in the 6th inning to kick it off after Miguel Gonzalez, the Orioles pitcher, had retired 10 in a row. It was that home run that began a 4-run, 5-hit 6th inning for the Nationals. Closer to pitch.
Yeah, Jerry Storm, 25 saves on the year. You look at where he ranks in the National League. And he's had a whale of a first half. 2-seam fastball, 4-seam fastball, 95 miles an hour, slider change to go with it. And I think one of the most notable all-star snubs.
Certainly has the numbers to be considered an all-star first half of this season against the Orioles. And remember, this is the first time these teams have met this year in this series. His career number, he's 1-1 in save chances, 10 innings, 1 run, 6 hits against Oriole hitters.
The stat I like is he leads the majors with 12 one-run saves. You know, those are the hard ones.
Hey, nice shirt.
And I just got my Gary Thorne shirt giveaway. You try to say that 10 times fast.
There you go, baby.
That's sweet. I love it.
Nice.
I wear it home in the car, and I will definitely. It might be like having my flashers on.
Might be. Here's Ryan Flaherty. Orioles batting, bottom of the 9th inning, down by 3, being out hit 11-9 by the Nationals. Starnes' delivery to him is in there for a strike. Flaherty a couple of strikeouts. Andy is hit into a double play. Left-handers hitting .302 off the righty. Right-handers 0.96. off the closer for the Nationals. Ryan Flaherty, the 0-1 delivery to him. That's their first strike as well. Flaherty's got to be ready to either implode or explode. All of his at bats, he and Paul Narth, the home plate umpire, have had stare down situations.
Seems like there's some history there. The history might be as recent as tonight, but they're not seeing eye to eye. That's for sure.
0-2 delivery on that hesitation pitch down low. The Nationals have not lost a ball game this year when leading after 8. They are 40-0. Only the St. Louis Cardinals have a better record leading after 8. The Cardinals are 49-0. Wieters out in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. 1-2 delivery on the way. Flaherty puts it up in the air to right. Harper. Bryce has got it. 1 down, 9th inning. Caleb Joseph, a big night. He had a 2-run homer, a base hit, and drew a walk. He's coming out. Matt Wieters is coming on as the pinch hitter for him. Wieters was behind the plate in the ball game last night. Had 3 hits, a double and 2 singles and an RBI. Went 3 for 4, but not catching back-to-back games. He's done that only once since coming back off the DL. Wieters with 1 away. And he will take the pitch for a ball. Wieters injured. It's only the 25th game that he has appeared in. 3 home runs. Batting .286 left-handed, .217 from the other side of the plate. 2 of his 3 home runs hit from this side. 1-0. That's there.
Yeah, 60 career home runs left-handed, 35 right-handed. And Matt Williams turned him around last night with Matt Thornton, and he sat on a first pitch fastball, drove it into the gap to tie the game. Great at bat.
1 ball, 1 strike count on him. Looking to make Zimmerman a winner. Starting pitcher for the Nationals. Fouled off. Zimmerman would go 8-5 with a victory here. Miguel Gonzalez gave up 6 runs, 9 hits for the Orioles. Would take a loss. He'd be 7-6. Game not over, but close. Orioles will need a big comeback to turn this one around. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Wieters. Manny Machado on deck. Wieters goes the other way. It's going to go foul. Remember, the Nationals trying to get out of a 3-game losing streak. Orioles trying to stay above 500 for the All-Star break. They're 44-42. Matt Williams Ball Club looking to expand the lead, and the Orioles trying not to get any further behind the Yankees, who tonight are losing to the Red Sox 5-3 in the 8th. 1-2 delivery on the way, and Wieters going to go to the gap again. That's going to fall in for a base hit. You see how important the so-called tack-on run in the 9th inning is. You do not have your potential tying run at the plate. It's in the on-deck circle.
A nice piece hitting by Wieters right there, just staying on the pitch, serving it out into right center field. And now Manny Machado, 19 home runs, steps in the batter's box.
Machado has faced Storen only a couple of times, 1 for 2. He's had a base hit first time up, 1 for 3 and a walk. Machado has hit successfully in the last 5 ball games. Pitch by Storen is going to be inside for a ball. Manny Machado coming in with a .339 career average against the National League, highest in interleague play among active players, and even a better number against the Nationals, .472. And if he'd have been able to think, he'd have left that leg out there.
Well, I don't know about that. I know you want to get the tie and run to the plate, but that's, you know, mid-90s fastball to one of your best players, if not the best player, third baseman at least in the American League. They got their rally hats on. They want to see Machado get on and more.
Chorus line there. 2-0 count. Storen's delivery with Wieters off first will be a strike.
But you saw something between the two pitches. Drew Storen threw the second pitch to Manny Machado, almost hit him, and Wilson Ramos caught the ball and he threw it back harder than Drew Storen threw it to him. So he's like, hey, right here, stay in line with me. Storen kind of spinning out to the first base dugout, and Ramos tightened him up.
2-1 delivery on the way. Fooled him. Great pitch. Got the inside corner with it. 2-2. Machado wanted to go, but that was too well located and delivered.
Storen likes to throw the slider for a strike and then expand the zone with it down the way, hoping the hitter will chase.
Wieters on first base. Moore playing behind him. 2-2 to Machado. Back to the screen. Another great finish. This matchup for these two teams. They will meet again one more time in Washington. It'll be an interesting series in all likelihood because it comes at the end of the year. It's one of the few games the Orioles have out of the division. Probably same for the Nationals.
That's weird to have an interleague game that late.
Yeah.
Interleague series, I should say correctly.
2 ball, 2 strike count. And it goes full. 3-2.
Big pitch coming.
Power hitter. Parmalee on deck. Adam Jones in the hole.
Tell the bat boy what he's going to do. Did you see that?
3 balls, 2 strikes. Wieters off first. Not running. And that'll be put back into the seats. And the 2 will get to go 3-2 again.
Sometimes you fire yourself up as a hitter talking to bat boy before you jump in the on-deck circle. So, hey, if I get first pitch fastball, I'm shooting one out of here. And you kind of make your call to nobody threatening, like your teammates. Just say, I'll let you know what I'm going to do right here. And then, you do it, you come back, give them nuts, it's your own little secret.
3 ball, 2 strike count. Storen stepped off. Machado stepped out. Again, Wieters off first, and he walked him. And the Orioles will get the potential tying run to the plate. So a power hitter and Chris Parmalee coming to the plate. He had a memorable first game June 16th against the Phillies. 4 for 6 with 2 solo home runs and 3 runs scored. The Orioles had a 19-3 win against the Phillies in that game, and Parmalee being called up a big part of it, and now he's going to get a chance here in this ball game. That, of course, was here in this ballpark.
Well, he's thinking that right now. Trust me, if you're a hitter with any kind of pop in a situation like this, you're thinking about doing some damage. And watching Drew Storen over the years, he rarely throws a first pitch fastball when the tying run or the winning run is in the batter's box.
So here's Parmalee. Double single, 2 for 4. And a ground ball foul. The Orioles are after their first hit in the 2 games so far played in this series with a runner in scoring position. They're 0 for 13, including an 0 for 6 tonight. Adam Jones now on deck. Infield, of course, double play depth. Parmalee will put it up in the air. Shallow right. Harper coming. Says, I got it. And he does. Parmalee retired, and there are 2 down.
Well, I think if you ask Buck Showalter right now, he'll take having his guy up there representing the tie and run in the bottom of the 9th with 2 outs. So Adam Jones, a guy that's not afraid of these situations, rather be in them and fail than not be in them at all. So Buck Showalter's got his guy up there. And this is good.
This is baseball.
And now the crowd on their feet, they're into it here at Camden Yards.
Jones 0 for 5 off Storen.
I want to see a tater.
0 for 4 in the ball game, 1 for 8 in the series. A home run last night. 2 down, 2 on. 7-4. Nationals lead it. 1 out away from a W. Jones takes the pitch on the inside corner for a strike.
Well, I don't think he liked it. He's talking to Paul Nart right now. And he's a veteran guy. He'll turn the page. He's not going to let strike one affect him in this big situation. But he didn't like this call. He thought the slider didn't come back. And he might have had a legitimate gripe. He handled it right. He kind of put his head down, didn't turn around to Nauert. And now he's got to turn the page in a big situation. And that guy wants a tater, too.
0-1. Outfield as deep as you can go. Storen's delivery to Jones. He'll go to right field down the line. It's not deep. Is it fair? No. Bloop had spin on it and just went foul.
That was 7-6 ball game with a tying run on second base and 2 outs, if that's fair.
Yep. Now Storen's in charge.
There's no read at first base for Machado, so he's taken off on contact. He can fly. He was going to score on that because the outfield's playing no doubles. Adam Jones represents the tie and run, so you look at where Taylor's playing, Dendecker's playing, Bryce Harper's kind of playing normal, but if that falls, it was 2 runs.
0-2 count, 2 away. Here's Storen's delivery to Jones. He'll pop it up, a silo shot coming back, and there'll be no play on that, over the screen by just a couple of rolls. So Adam Jones has come this close to getting a base hit and a couple of RBIs, and that close to recording the 3rd out.
And this is, Gary, where a young closer wants to end the game right now. In an 0-2 count, sometimes younger closers get in a hurry. They want to end it. Here's my best pitch, and they end up making mistakes. Drew Storen, a veteran guy, been there, done that for a while. You'd think that he's not going to be in a rush to finish this game, that he knows he has a few pitches to work with. It doesn't necessarily have to be right here.
0-2's coming again. Adam Jones. This one is in play behind second base. Espinosa's there. He's got it, and the Nationals come away with a 7-4 win. They even up the series. For FP Santangelo, this is Gary Thorne wishing you a great night from Baltimore. Once again, Nationals win it 7-4. Coming up after this quick break, we'll take you to Kevin Burkhardt in our Los Angeles studio.